Can't see or hear nobody. I'm waiting.
What's the deal, everybody? Man, you are back for a TRS special, man. Something crazy tonight. Tonight, you are getting the Papa Rundown and Angelo Raider Transplant special. Also, Turf will be in the building just a little later. But
Shout out Turf.
You are getting the special with Papa Rundown and Raider Transplant tonight. We're going to be getting some of the Raider takes, but tonight they're going to be giving us some real boxing exclusives, right? We're going to be getting some real boxing exclusives and some real fight exclusives. So y'all ready like for the late night, right? This is the Cigar Lounge, man. Y'all getting ready for the late night stuff, man. It's going to be a crazy episode.
No doubt. I like that.
So
the Cigar Lounge episode, okay.
Yeah, this is a Cigar Lounge episode.
Because of the liver transplant, you know that,
y'all
right?
get your yak. Y'all get your yak. I got my yak glass. You know, we're gonna talk a little bit tonight, man. Let's go.
All right.
Definitely. Salute everybody that's in the building, man. Raider Paul, how you feeling?
All right, Raider Paul, thank you.
What's going on, man? Raider OJ is in the building as well.
Oh, OJ, thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, man, we appreciate the salute. Always appreciate the salute. So right now, you know, I'm taking the back seat. Y'all done heard me enough throughout the week. Y'all done heard me already on Syndicate. Tonight is about y'all and y'all takes, but I want to start with some of y'all Raider takes. So, Pops, you know, start us off real quick, man. How do you feel about what's going on with the Raiders so far? And then after, you know, Angelo, get into it.
No doubt, no doubt. Look, let me first off say, man, once again, my friends, in the place to be is the Eternal MC, a.k.a. Papa Rundown. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. It's good to be back on. Like I said, I'm gonna start getting on and strong with y'all, man. So appreciate everybody that's in the chat, man. Let's get to it. First off, let me say this. Good to be with you too, my man Angelo, man. You know, we did it the last time on your Captain Jack show.
That's one of the most watched shows, Papa Rundown.
Yeah,
your show was one of the most watched shows. Everybody loved your OG take on the Raiders. Everybody loved all your knowledge. Everybody loved how your first game was that 1985 playoff game with the Raiders and the Patriots. Sir. They all love the story about Rundown, man. So you need your own show. I keep saying Papa Rundown needs his own show, but go ahead, sir.
That's right. We're working on it. But you know what? I wanted to start off with, since I haven't been on in a couple of weeks, you know, but I've been tapping in and just, you know, watching you guys from afar and listening to you guys talk about everything, you know, I mean, as far as what's going on with the Raiders, you know, and it's kind of funny how, you know, ever since Michael Penix's pro day, the narrative has shifted so much about, you know, about quarterback. You know, there's a lot of people that was like, oh, we got to just wait and see if we can get him in the second round. And after his pro day, all of a sudden, it's like people are starting to kind of realize, like, look, man, this guy is an exceptional talent. And there's a realistic possibility for us to get him. And like I had been saying on the previous show, look, man, we need to make that investment and get this kid. I'm trying to target the Bears at pick number 9. I'm trying to target the Bears, and you know what? I will move up to 9 to get Michael Penix if necessary. That's my opening salvo for the show. Like I said, I've been gone for a couple of weeks, so you know I just kind of want to throw my thought process out there with that.
I love that you said that too, Papa Rundown, because you guys just saw me do 5 hours on Fan Talk Friday with our guy Chris of the Protect the Shield podcast. Shout out to Chris always. And then the week before Papa Rundown, we actually did kind of like a MMA boxing life special for everybody in the Raider Syndicate and in the Shield Squad, everybody at Raider Nation who don't exactly know who I am and what happened with me with my liver transplant. So that was a 5-hour show on Turf Channel, the Ultimate Raider Fan 32. That was last week. So if you guys can go check out my guy Turf and support him, I'd appreciate that. So Papa Rundown, this is going to be kind of the, I know you've heard everybody else talk about it. First off, sir, let me say I agree with you about Michael Penix in the sense that I did say after the Texas game, even to Chris, that I think he's great. I thought he was going to be amazing. The Michigan game is what kind of made everybody kind of soft on him a little bit, and then they start doing them injury talks, right? But then but then he does the pro day. You see the kid, even with them 2 torn ACLs, he ran 4.49 on the 40, so he can run. We already know he can sling the ball. My only thing that I'll say, Papa Rundown, is if we get a lefty quarterback, we still need to address that right side, whether or not we get one or not. But if we get a lefty quarterback, the right tackle becomes the most important position for me, right?
Well,
I need us to get Fuaga, period. I need Fuaga, period, right? And I think that what's going to happen with Penix, in all honesty, because of those injuries, Papa Rundown, is he's going to go past 13 anyway. Now, I agree with you. I don't think he's falling to the second. So instead of trading up to 9, I don't think we need to do none of that. I think we just stay at 13 and we get Fuaga, right?
Well, you know what?
Address the right side. And then we trade back up to the first before Seattle gets their pick to go get. I think we can go trade with New Orleans, or we could go trade with the Colts right before Seattle picks. And then we can go get at number 14 or number 15, we can go get Michael Penix. And I honestly believe, Papa Rundown, like if we're going for that quarterback, I know this sounds crazy to y'all. I'll go as high as trading the 2025 first pick to go get Michael Penix at number 14. As long as we get Fuaga first.
Listen, I was, it's funny because I've been hearing everybody talk so much about the tackles, and it's an extraordinary offensive line group this year, and I think that runs well into the second. I think that runs well into the second round, right? Fuaga's great. The kid from Washington, J.C. Latham. I forgot the other kid's name from Penn State.
Yeah, no. So Olu Fashanu, he's mainly a left tackle. He's mainly a left tackle that everybody's saying is athletic enough to convert to the right. But if we're talking about pure right side, Papa Rundown, the pure right side guys are J.C. Latham, Amarius Mims, and Talisi Fuaga. Right. Those are the 3. And of the 3, Talisi
Fuaga's plug and play. Fuaga's plug and play. I've watched him extensively. He's definitely plug and play. But, here's my thing, and this is why I ping back to the quarterback, right? Because I kind of rationalize things this way. Like when we listen to commentators, when we watch football, they're not really shouting out left tackle. I mean, they are to a certain extent, left tackle, right tackle, but they're talking about the quarterback first. We got to secure that, and then after we secure that, then we start building around that. But I don't think if we didn't get Fuaga and we ended up getting Penix, I don't think that'd be a disaster, because if you're saying that you're going to pick a quarterback in the first round, especially somewhere within the realm of the top 12 and top 12 to 1, then what you're saying is that guy, I think, is going to lead my franchise, right? I think he has the goods to lead my franchise. So if you see Michael Penix and you feel like he does have the goods to lead your franchise, you make sure if you can move up to 9 just to secure him. If you feel that way, you do that, because I just feel like, you know what, we need talent in the thrower of the football, which we haven't had in I don't know how long. We need a real influx of talent in the thrower of the football, and that kid, where we're drafted, relative to where we're drafted, he's going to present that to us. He presents that to us, right? Okay, we understand the injuries. We understand, what could happen, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. Look, check this out, man. Patrick Mahomes, God forbid, I'm just making an example. Justin Herbert, they can go out there and get injured in a heartbeat, right? It happened to Tom Brady. You know what I mean? So basically, it's always a gamble when you're out there on the football field. And I'm not just going to say, oh, okay, well, he didn't play well in the Michigan game. Michigan, come on, man. We know what Michigan was. Michigan was one of the best college football teams in the last 15, 20 years, right? So we can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. Look at the whole body of work. Look at the skill set, right? And then we project forward. So what I'm saying is, let's secure the quarterback if that's what we want. If we want Michael Penix, make sure you get him, and then you just start going from there. That's just my opinion.
No, and you're right. And Papa Rundown, man, I love that you're on because you think so much the same way a lot of us OG style thinkers are, right? But you have to agree that as of right now, that right side for us, and I know your son's really high on the guy that we have right now. I'm forgetting his name. Yeah, he's very high on Mumford, but I'm gonna keep it real. Like Mumford to me isn't Fuaga. Mumford to me is not there. Not like Fuaga. Fuaga's 340, can move his feet fast enough to be a guard, is a solid right tackle, and has proven it his entire body of work. And he's still young, right? The talk is that the Jets might take Fuaga at 10. Like, that's how good Fuaga is.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You have to play the board, Papa Rundown. And if we're going to play the board, the way the board is looking right now is it's possible that it goes Caleb Williams, then Jaden Daniels, then Drake May, right? And then at 4, they're talking about Arizona trading with the Vikings, right? But the Vikings who need a quarterback, Papa Rundown, aren't talking about getting someone like Michael Penix. And I can understand why, because I love Michael Penix, but he's not a day one starter. We're going to need to sit him for a year, just like the way they sat Patrick Mahomes for a year, so that we make sure that his body, he'll be able to handle it and he'll understand the system, right? Because they didn't exactly run a pro system at Washington the same way Michigan ran a pro system, right? But we know what Penix's potential is. We know what it is. But I still think he's going to drop. But I don't think Fuaga is going to drop. I think that if Fuaga gets to 12, Sean Payton will take him. If Fuaga gets to 10, the Jets might take him, right? So, I mean, even Chicago at 9, they need a bookend for Darnell Wright. All they got is Darnell Wright right now. So they might take Fuaga at 9. So if I'm trading up to 9, I'm getting the right tackle first. I'm getting him first. Then I'll trade back up to go get Penix, because I need to see who else needs a quarterback.
Now here's the reason why I said 9. The reason why I said 9 was because I think that Denver could be in play. You keep hearing Bo Nix going, mock to Denver, but who really knows if that's the case? But it's kind of weird. It doesn't feel like Penix is a Sean Payton guy. It don't feel that way. It feels like Bo Nix would be. It feels like Bo Nix would be more of that. You know what I'm saying? But you just never know. You know what I mean? And it depends on how the board falls. If we can kind of see, and they'll have a feel for it. Once it gets going a couple days before and during, they'll get a feel for it early on. If that could be the case, where we can sit there and take Penix at 13. Like I said, I'm not going to take the chance if I feel like this is the guy that I want to be the quarterback of my team, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we always talk about, right? We hear it all the time. They always say, if you feel like that's your guy, make sure you do what you got to do to get him. And if I feel like the Raiders feel like they want to draft Michael Penix, that's the quarterback. Do what you need to do to make sure you get him. Because we can look. We already got a guy in house. I mean, like I said, Fuaga's good, and I know a lot of people hitch the wagon to him. And if we did draft him, I won't be upset, because I actually believe in O'Connell as well. I
believe in O'Connell too. You and me both, Papa Rundown. That's why I was saying that I like getting Penix, but I agree with what OJ Raider is saying at the chat. OJ Raider saying Penix is going to drop.
And real quick, and before we continue, because y'all going in. This is very good conversation. Want to get everybody in the chat. Salute to them, but we got to add the third member of the trio in here. But we got to add
finally,
man, and we got to complete it all. And this is really what I wanted to have right here. This is it right here. The three.
Answer your phone, Turf.
My wife just yelled at me just now. She said, "Why are you not on the show?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Shout out to Mama Turf.
First of all, what's up, Turf?
Shout out.
What's cracking, Papa? Rundown. Good to see you,
man. Bob. Look, I ain't talked to you in a minute, man, but I'm always tapping in and tuning in, dog. So I'm always got my ear to the street when y'all getting down, man.
I appreciate it, man, and it's good to see you, man. I'm glad. I can't wait to hear your takes. I know, hey, you know we all love what you have to say, brother. So,
Man,
Hey,
much
like I said,
appreciated.
this is
Turf.
Cigar Lounge, man. This is y'all. I'm just here to mediate and be in the middle. So y'all go ahead. Y'all go at it.
Hey, hold on. Hold on, Rundown. Hold on. Turf.
yeah,
Me and Rundown got a surprise for you.
uh-oh.
We're going to try what I've been talking to you about today.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then we'll see if he gets popped.
Okay.
If he doesn't get popped, then you and I are going to do another one.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
100% in.
This will be fun. This is gonna be fun today.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Like I said, I'm just mediating. Y'all go ahead, go at it. Continue. When y'all ready to get into the boxing, Angelo, just shoot me a text. We're gonna go ahead and get ready and put that on, man. But it's much love.
I'll just text you then.
Y'all do what y'all gotta do. But first and foremost, though, what I do want to know, y'all talk about Penix, right? So is everybody done with the trading up scenario? That's where we at. We finished on that.
No, I think Papa Rundown's still talking about it. Because so what he's been saying, Turf, is that Penix, like, can I curse in this one, Rundown, or okay? Because I don't know, man.
Yeah, you do what you do, right?
So what Papa Rundown is basically saying is let's quit fucking around and let's go get the quarterback. And he's saying he'll go up to 9, trade with Chicago, and let's go get Michael Penix, right? And what I'm saying is I like Michael Penix. I agree with getting him, but I still think he's going to slide. And if we get Michael Penix, that makes right tackle become our most important position because a lefty quarterback needs to be protected, right? That's our insurance policy. And I think Fuaga might go as early as 9. So if I'm trading up for anything, I need to get Fuaga first. Then I'll trade back up to go get Penix. But what do you think, Turf?
Yeah, how you feel about that, Turf?
I mean, to trade up for a tackle, that's a tough pill to swallow.
It's ballsy, right?
It's very ballsy. And that has to absolutely work out, right? To stay where you are at 13 in draft 1 and it not work out, that's not near as bad as if you actually lose some capital to move up and get a tackle. That tackle needs to be absolutely.
Yeah, because we got Leatherwood at number 17, right?
Multiple Pro Bowl type projection for if you moving up for a guy like, if you moving up for a tackle, you talking about generational. When you moving up for tackles, you talking about you looking at generational, and like I said, I'm just in the camp of it's easier to find a right tackle than it is to find a franchise quarterback, right? And at the end of the day, that's what we have to focus on. You know what I mean? Because without the trigger man, we can have one of the greatest right tackles ever. It's not really going to matter. You know what I mean? And like I said, we're looking at a guy in Michael Penix. Like I said, I just feel like to me, there's an element of prove him wrong in him that I think that a lot of people are kind of overlooking him, but I think the kid has something. You know what I mean? And I heard they were interviewing a Doomsday. Doomsday said, man, this dude is the real deal. Right. You know what I mean? I know people are homies and all that stuff, but you can look at the man's talent and tell he's only going to get better as well. We have to make sure, because I think the Jaden Daniels train is done. I mean, I just feel like it's going to take a whole lot, and I don't really want to spend a whole lot either. I really don't, because I feel like, you know what? If we already got a good enough quarterback in AOC, like I said, I'm a believer in him too. I really am. I'm not sitting here saying that if this man somehow started the beginning of the year, that I would be upset with that, because I really wouldn't. Right. I wouldn't be mad because that's going to tell me that he's done everything he needed to do to be the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Correct.
If he's starting this with AP in there, if he starts this season off, then that tells you everything you need to know, because you already know his teammates were behind him last year.
Exactly. Yep.
So we're in a win-win situation. So why do we need to go and give up all of our draft capital to go get Jaden Daniels when we already pretty good in-house and we can really, really add on? Now, if you want to get a Penix at 13, maybe if you got to go to 9, I'm with it, because y'all feel like that's what you want, and that's going to be your guy. But if we don't get Penix and we end up with Fuaga, I'm cool with that too, because I feel like we already got what we need in-house but we can get better. You know, we can try to get better. I don't mind trying to get better, but I got a feeling that we got what we need in the house already if we have to go that route.
See, and we agree with you, Papa Rundown. Me, Turf, we all agree with you. This is like the old school. Let's build what we got. Raiders, you know, we're already good. Why are we acting like we're not? Why, you know? So I'm gonna ask Turf this question because you know, Papa Rundown, Turf played at that high level at Montana State as a running back. I mean, the guy won the biggest upset in Montana State Bobcats history. Don't try to get all humble on me, Turf. You know I saw it. All right. Stop being humble about it. It's
right.
I think historically speaking, it still is the greatest upset in Montana State Bobcat football history is beating Eastern Washington that year, and it was Turf's touchdown that made it happen. Like, you got to watch that. Pop Rundown.
Bro, I'm a YouTube that. I got a YouTube. Is it on YouTube? I want to check you out, dog.
I'm surprised, Turf. Why don't you just have this footage, or why don't you?
I honestly couldn't find it, to be honest. All my
you gotta
guys
go call up like Montana State Bobcats, right? Like, seriously, I know you got the connects, and then ask them for that one. It's the channel. It's that channel that showed Montana State versus Montana on your last game, the one where you right. Yeah. So it's that they have that game.
Yeah, I'll find it.
So you just gotta go ask.
Yeah, I'll go grab it.
Go grab it, man. Yeah, and you should grab it and you should show it so that when people are watching your show, they know who the fuck you are. Because honestly, it's like seriously, Papa Rundown. Like, for me, I try to be nice when people are trying to talk to me about boxing or MMA, but half the time I want to look at them and go, "You don't know shit about fighting." Like, you don't, because and Turf knows. We did a 5-hour show. I dedicated my entire life to the thing, so I don't want to hear it. Like, I want to hear from people like Turf, who's an actual practicing black belt of jiu-jitsu 16 years. I want to hear from someone like that, right? Or I want to hear from someone like you, Papa Rundown, who actually respects it, who respects boxing and can tell me, like, I was talking to your son earlier today, and I said, this is no slight to you, but I understand, Rundown. But if I say the name Wilfredo Benitez to you, you're not going to know who the fuck that is. But if I say to your dad can talk at least a half hour about what he thinks of Wilfredo Benitez.
No doubt.
And that's what I'm saying is you guys are the people that I will happily give my insider knowledge and actually have a great conversation with you two. Because when I say like everybody right now is talking about how or some people will say, oh yeah, what Devin Haney did is so special, you know. Instead of going the Olympic route, he went ahead and he went to Mexico and he became a pro at 17. Right. And I'm sitting there listening to this bullshit, and I'm like, did y'all forget that Wilfredo Benitez won his first world championship when he was 17 years old?
Yeah.
Like, why is this special? Manny Pacquiao turned pro when he was 14.
Right. Yeah,
Marco Antonio Barrera turned pro when he was 15.
Yeah.
Why are you
Julio Cesar Chavez?
What's going on?
Canelo Alvarez.
What the fuck is going on? Pop down like that. It upsets me. So then,
well, you know why? I'll tell you why, though, Angelo. Because a lot of the black fighters, right? They don't usually go that route, right? They're usually top amateurs. You know what I'm saying? Olympians, so that they kind of take a different route than what Devin Haney took. Now you get a lot more. You get a lot more nationalities. You know, like say the Mexican fighters, they turn pro at 15, 16.
They do.
You know what I mean? You know, you get Puerto Rican fighters and Cuban fighters, and so it's just a little bit different.
Cubans are the ones that take the longest. They actually they stay in the amateur.
Like that, I respect.
True.
Okay, when you say it like that, I totally respect it. But let's not pretend like he's the first motherfucker to do this shit.
No.
All right, like it ain't a big deal.
Hey, bro, I'm sensing a little disdain for Devin Haney there, bro.
Exactly.
It's not okay. Papa Rundown, look. I got nothing but respect for his dad. All right, I'm Bay Area, just like his dad's Bay Area, right?
Word up.
But I don't feel that from the kid.
Right.
He doesn't feel like a Bay Area guy to me.
He feels like a Vegas. He feels like a Vegas transplant type kid.
He feels a little, and I'm okay with it. Like, hey man, you doing your craft, do your thing, whatever, right?
So
But
what you're saying is you feel like he's a little manufactured.
a little bit, because
Yeah.
at least Ryan Garcia is what Ryan Garcia is.
Right.
Period.
Well,
All
we
right.
know
He's not even trying to pretend.
right.
I mean,
He's
he literally
definitely
does shit
manufactured
that makes you
YouTube.
go,
Yeah.
yeah, he's not trying to pretend. So just tell me who you are. Like your dad, he's Oakland. Like I got you. But
Right.
the son, I don't know.
Right.
Like I don't know, man. You driving a BMW Super 8, you know, but you know, like you know what I mean? Like these are not Bay Area things. You know, you're not ghost riding the
but
whip.
I'll tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this for my observation of Devin Haney. He has he seems like he has a Floyd Mayweather type work ethic. He's looked at the blueprint.
Okay.
He's looked at the blueprint, and you have to realize something as well. He's got a skill set.
No, and Papa Rundown, I can give you an entire hour of me talking to you about all the things I like about Devin Haney. I literally can, because I watched Devin Haney train when he was at the Mayweather gym when I was there learning from Uncle Roger and everything. And no, like I said, I got nothing bad to say about his dad. I got nothing bad to say about even him. Right. But I'm just saying, like, of this generation right now of Gervonta Davis, Isaac Cruz, Subriel Matias, Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. Like, I'm giving it to you straight, Papa Rundown. I'm giving it to you straight. Like, people probably don't even know who the hell Subriel Matias is. All right, but like seriously, like this is how uneducated right now some of these so-called boxing fans are. Y'all don't even know who Matias is. Right. Matias is so powerful. Everybody's staying away from him. And again, I'm sad to say it, but this was big America news about 5 years ago. Matias killed Dadashev in the ring.
I remember that.
We haven't seen that since when Ray Mancini did it. I
was watching Dooku Kim.
With Dooku Kim,
Ray Mancini. But look, I remember it. I remember that too. That was like 81. Exactly. Something like that. Somewhere around there. Yeah, I remember that.
It was 85. It was 85.
Yeah, 85. Yeah.
But no. But again, and I don't want to get into it too much, Papa Rundown, but like Turf knows him when it comes to talking about boxing, I don't like it when people don't take it that seriously because people die. Right. Like there's no others, like football, people don't die. All right. But literally last week, Papa Rundown, there's a guy by the name of RD Ndembo. He's heavyweight 8-0.
Fighting for his life.
1 round for a combat league, and he's in a coma right now.
Wow.
And this guy was the favorite, and it wasn't like he got beat up or nothing. It was just a normal hit.
Right.
Yeah. So like when you start talking to people like me or you or Turf, and then you don't have the respect to understand that when you're talking to us, this is a sport where people die. Right. People die in this sport, right? So let's celebrate the highs. Okay. But let's not push it down like it's so easy to jump in a ring. And that's why I don't like all of this bullshit celebrity boxing. Like I don't disrespect anybody who's willing to jump into the ring and actually do it and get hit in the face. So like I told Turf, I don't disrespect Jake Paul because he's trying and he's putting himself out there. That's fine. Right. What I disrespect is the fans that somehow think it's worth buying him fighting Mike Tyson, because now that's disrespectful to me. You're making it seem like you're basically parading one of my boxing, one of the people that I watched growing up boxing as a legend, and you're parading him around like he's some circus clown. Right.
Well, I don't know many boxing aficionados that care for this kind of stuff. They absolutely.
And that's all it is. Like Papa Rundown, I'm not mad at Mike Tyson if he wants to grab the bag. If somebody told Turf right now, he can go play in the NFL for 1 year for hella money. He'd do it with his old ass body.
You know, but you know what? There's both sides of the coin to this, right?
Right.
And yes, I'm a boxing aficionado. It's a passion of mine. And like the old adage says, you don't play boxing. You play football. Exactly. You play basketball. You play baseball. You don't play boxing, right? But I'll tell you something. There's something, yes, this is a bit of a novelty fight, but make no mistake, there's something in Mike Tyson that wants to fight. It
Oh,
wants.
absolutely.
He,
Pop
he,
the
he,
rundown. Mike Tyson is dangerous at fucking any age. All
and you
right?
know what?
Mike
And you know
Tyson
what?
will knock you the
You know
fuck
what?
out. And like
He's doing it.
if you look at Mike wrong, Pop a rundown, he'll knock you out. Like
Yes. And you know what? Let me tell you something. I'm on the side of, yes, I'm gonna watch this fight. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this fight. Hell yeah. You think I'm not gonna? I'm not gonna deprive myself of chance.
I can't do it because I can't support it.
You know what? I get it, but I'm gonna tell you. Okay, let me tell you my viewpoint. Right? We have that vision of that Mike Tyson. You know, I started watching Mike in 85, man, 86, 85, 86. That's when I first started watching Mike. You know, I never forget my dad told me one day, he was like, man, it's this young boy named Mike Tyson. He ice water cold. I'll never forget that. My pop told me that. He said it just like that. He said, this young boy, Mike Tyson, he ain't nothing but about 19 years old. You know, and that's when boxing was coming on Channel 7.
Yeah.
Channel 2, Channel 4.
Yeah,
You know, watching Mike Tyson for free. I remember watching Sugar Ray Leonard and them for free.
Amen.
You know, but I digress. I don't want to jump over there. But what I'm saying is, so we've watched, you know, that's our Mike Tyson all through those years. You know, that's our Mike Tyson. You know, like, I'm gonna support him now. I'm still gonna support him. And it's like it's I get it, but that man feels like he can win because he wanted to take Roy Jones's head off.
Yeah,
he wanted to really take Roy Jones's head off.
So I'm gonna tell you a little something about that. I'm gonna tell you a little something about that, Pop Rundown. During that fight, Mike even said he kind of like he didn't really want to, because he respects Roy. He didn't really want to really hurt Roy. You know what I mean? Like the Mike Tyson you're talking about. The Mike Tyson you're talking about, Papa Rundown, didn't give a shit about killing you in the ring. Okay, all right. This is what I'm saying is all right. I'm gonna put it to you this way, right? And I'm gonna keep controversial race out of it. Okay, so. But you're okay, Papa Rundown, with putting more money in Jake Paul's pockets and him using Mike Tyson as his circus clown, essentially?
No. Honestly, I'll tell you something like that. I don't see it that way at all. You know, and I'll tell you something else. I know the last dude that Jake Paul fought, I don't even know what the fuck he was. I don't. I just happened to see that because I was on my phone doing something.
You didn't pay for it. You did not pay
for it. No. I don't pay for shit like that. I would never. But you know, there's ways you can see shit. You know what I mean? But so you know what I mean. So I watched it, but I'll tell you this, and my eyes don't lie to me. That's why you know, the Michael Penix thing. My eyes just don't lie to me. So what I saw with Jake Paul, I saw some improvement.
Yeah,
I saw some because look. I'm gonna be a realist. If I looked at him and said, "Dog, you look like shit," I said, "Yeah, you look like shit." But if I do see improvement, I'm call it like it is. Like his fundamentals look much better. His technique looked much better. He was understanding how to use the jab. He was understanding his movement better. His defense looked better. His footwork looked better. And I see improvement there. I can't shit on a man that's putting in the work. Right.
No, and Papa Rundown, nobody's shitting on Jake Paul. So let me make that clear. I've always said I respect anyone who's willing to put in the work, and there is no question in my mind that Jake Paul took the sport of boxing seriously, and he's putting in the work. What I don't appreciate is fooling fans into thinking that that's real boxing, because it is not. That is the same as if Turf went into a tournament for jiu-jitsu and some clown was calling himself a black belt and only studied it for a year when Turf's been doing it for 16, and Turf knows himself. Turf himself knows. Even if this kid is 21 years old, Turf will tap his ass out in about 4 seconds.
Right?
And that's what I'm saying is Jake Paul hasn't proven to me that he's fighting real boxers in order for him to truly be ranked. And now we got shitty scenarios like, how the fuck is Francis Ngannou getting a shot versus Anthony Joshua? All right. Who
Man,
allowed that?
hey, look. Side note, shout out to Anthony Joshua, man. I got respect for that dude, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. A lot of people,
Go ahead, Papa Rundown. Talk to us about Anthony Joshua. Go ahead.
You know what? Listen. I'm one of those guys, man. That's like, I love redemption. I love, you know what I'm saying, when a motherfucker, when he's down and he get back up, you know what I mean, and he prove himself, dog. So like, I dig people like that, bro. And trust me, a few years ago, dog, you couldn't get me to say one good word about Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? You just really couldn't. But I'm a fan of the grind, the improvement, and I've watched his mental fortitude get better. I've watched his technique get better, dog. I can only respect that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this kid right now looks like he could beat anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? He looks like he could beat anybody.
Now, since you're saying all of that too, Papa Rundown, Anthony Joshua is somebody who garners that respect. You
No
see
doubt.
what I'm saying, right?
No
So
doubt.
everybody that's in the industry and everybody that takes boxing as seriously as Turf takes it and you take it, just like, again, you have to have the respect of it. And that's where I'm saying, like, you're talking to me about Jake Paul getting better. When I'm like, I literally can show you a 12-year-old that gets better faster with less money because he lives in the ghetto.
Right.
Because he's doing it not for money. He's doing it because it's his passion. Right? If Jake Paul has all the money in the world to get all the best sparring partners in the world, to get all the best training in the world, to get all the best nutrition in the world, and he's still not fighting real boxers, you still talking to me about how he knocked out Nate Robinson? Are you still talking to me about how
I mean, he don't even have 10
fighting
fights
smaller
yet,
people than him?
Right?
Again, Papa Rundown, I just want to make it clear that if you spend your hard-earned dollars on that, okay, that's your prerogative, man. You could take your $100 and throw it in the trash too. That's fine. But for someone like me, it's disrespectful because I'm gonna try this right now. I'm gonna try this right now, Turf. All right, I'm gonna show you something.
Yeah.
To me, Mike Tyson, I'm gonna give some of the folks that are gonna get a chance to listen to this a little history lesson for us, Turf. All right, little history lesson.
Yes, sir.
Let me see if I can do it. If I can do it, then I won't even need your son. So hold on for just a second.
Be great. I'll be right back.
I can't. I need him for this.
Right
Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. Hold on. Thank you. I guess Rundown still in. So thank you. Give me a second. I'm gonna give everybody a nice little boxing lesson for today. Can y'all see that?
Yep.
All right. Everybody can see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's too high, let me see if I can adjust it.
Oh, no, you got to scroll it back down.
I might have to scroll it back down.
Yeah, you got to scroll it down.
Okay, is that good, Turf?
Yep.
Looking good over here. We good.
Okay. All right.
Not anymore.
Yeah, scroll it back down a little bit, G.
How about that?
A little bit more.
Keep going. All right. There you go.
Is that good?
Yep.
Oh, that's Mike. Oh, yeah, man. Michael Spick. Yeah, you got to get back down again.
Yeah. Every time you do that, it goes right back.
Oh, is that what it is? All right, hold on. Sorry, guys.
Don't pause it. Yeah, don't pause it.
How about that? Is that good?
Scroll down more. Don't pause it. Just pull it down more. There you go.
Is that all right?
Yep, that's good.
You kind of see it? Hey,
Yeah,
Rundown. Can you make me, your dad, and Turf go on the bottom of the screen?
It doesn't. Yeah, we can't do that.
Oh, you can't do it? Damn. Okay. All right.
Won't
Check this out. Okay, Papa Rundown. When we talk about Mike Tyson, okay, people don't like a lot of the kids, especially the newer kids after this Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Punch Out and all of that came out. They don't really realize the significance of this one fight. No, it's better the other way. Sorry, Rundown.
Not this
Switch
guy.
back to the
Not
other
this
way.
guy. Look at this guy.
Oh my God.
Donald Trump.
That's
Not
crazy.
this guy.
That's crazy. Wow. That is crazy right there.
Only fitting. It's only fitting right now. Shit.
Right.
Wow. No, so there we go. The greatest.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
Pay your respects, everyone. Pay your respects to the GOAT.
There it
This
is,
is how
dog.
big of a fight this was. See, most of these kids right now don't understand
This is 88.
the cultural relevance of this one fight right here. Okay. And now you're talking about Netflix showing that bullshit with a boxing hero and Jake Paul. All right.
And for anybody that wants to know, this was 1 year before I started dating Rundown's mom.
Oh, there you go. So Rundown wasn't born yet.
No, Rundown wasn't born until 98, but that's my wife. That's my wife. But that's 1 year before I started dating Rundown's mom. I'm old as hell.
So check this out. Okay, there you go. Michael Spinks, 31 years old, 6'1", 212 pounds, 31-0. Okay, now I want to give again the reason why I bring this up, Papa Rundown, is I want to give this context. Okay, so people that are newer after Mike Tyson's Punch Out came out as a video game for Nintendo,
Right.
Yes, sir.
seem to not remember that Michael Spinks is singularly probably the greatest light heavyweight
Of all time.
all time. Okay. But let's say, you got the generation that believes it's Roy Jones. No problem. But if we're talking about boxing history and boxing accomplishments,
Right.
there's no question that Michael Spinks is one of the greatest boxers we've ever had. Thank you, Turk.
Without a doubt.
Okay. There's no question. Like if we can argue all day about how great Michael Spinks was.
I see you,
But
Turk.
let me just explain. Let me explain to you some of my frustration with newer boxing fans who only understand Mike Tyson as a video game and not understand how hard Mike Tyson had to work to become the youngest heavyweight champion ever, to beat the people that he beat. So when this fight happened, okay, Mike Tyson was the underdog. See, most people don't remember this. To the public eyes, Mike Tyson was the underdog. And now I'm going to tell you why, Papa Rundown, and you might remember it a little bit that he was the underdog. Because at this point, Michael Spinks was undefeated, and he's the first light heavyweight ever to ever move up to heavyweight and win the heavyweight title.
Right.
And not only did he beat the heavyweight champion, he beat the undefeated Larry Holmes at the time.
Yep.
Larry Holmes hasn't even been beaten yet.
But
and
you know what?
Hey,
you know what?
Spinks was
They robbed Larry Holmes. He beat Larry Holmes twice. And they robbed Larry Holmes.
Listen to me, man. Listen, that's a
No,
different
man, they
discussion
robbed
for
Larry
another
Holmes in
day.
that fight.
That's a different discussion for another day, Papa Rundown.
They robbed Larry Holmes.
Rundown, stop it. We got to stay on point. All right. Michael Spinks beat Larry Holmes twice. He is pound for pound the best fighter in the world at this point. He is the scariest, baddest man. And this guy, Michael Spinks, right now is frightened of this little kid.
Oh, bro, he was like a sheep. He was like a sheep going to slaughter, dog.
All right. And this is what made Mike Tyson. This one fight is what made Mike Tyson considered to be one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Because look what he does.
Look, Mike ran the whole time. He threw some bullshit jabs, and that was it.
Nah, he knew he was in trouble.
Yeah, bro. He braced it.
Yeah,
bro. Look, yeah.
He immediately knew he was in trouble.
Hey, Mike just hit him with an elbow.
Like, look at how
you see right there to the left. He looked over to the left and was like, "Yeah, I don't know about this."
I mean, like every punch Mike Tyson is throwing is with the intent to kill.
Yeah.
See, that's what the younger generation they don't realize. Like, you can look at it now, but when you watched it in real time, it was a different feel. You could feel the pressure, like the pressure that Mike had. You could feel like it was just that shit in the air. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It was something different. These kids today have nothing to experience like that. They don't. And
look to the body.
That's the body shot. That's the body shot right there.
Bro.
Michael Spinks, still a warrior, gets up though. See, he gets up. He's like, no.
But he knows he's outgunned.
Michael Spinks is a warrior. He's a warrior. Boom.
Come on, man. Hey, bro. Hey, that wasn't no warrior shit right there, dog.
No. Now, see, Papa
Listen,
Rundown.
bro.
That's what I'm
Come
telling
on.
you is.
Bro,
That's what I'm saying about that.
Mike
Hold on.
Tyson, you get hit flush like
Hey,
that.
dog.
Mike Tyson, you're not getting up, Papa
No, and
Rundown.
this is
You're
what
not
I'm
getting
saying.
up.
bro.
So
No,
Papa
no.
Rundown,
Up
out of
from that.
respect again, out of
Hey, how
respect.
Steph do it like
Okay.
that, right? That's what it used to be.
Now here's the thing, Papa Rundown. You know, I respectfully say this to you. I respectfully say to you, but when people make those type of comments like, nah, that was bullshit, that guy didn't do this, that's literally like if somebody said to Turf, man, Turf, you ain't that good at jiu-jitsu. I know you've been practicing for 16 years, but you ain't shit, man. You really suck. And it hurts the feelings of people like us who actually were in there, who were doing it, who were helping the sport grow. Those type of comments doesn't help the sport grow. Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Michael Spinks, he was intimidated, but you can't take away all the greatness that he had. And when he got hit to the body, you want to know what some bullshit ass thing would have been? When he got hit to the body, if he didn't even get up.
Right.
No, but listen, here's the thing. And don't get me wrong. Look, I respect all fighters, bro, because when they step in the ring, bro, like we talked about earlier, you're gonna put your life on the line. No, but what I'm saying is, okay, we knew that he was intimidated, right? We knew that, you know, we saw that in the ring walk. I'll even go one further. Look, listen, when I was a kid, Joe, I used to have subscriptions to Sports Illustrated and shit, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because I've been a sports guy my whole life. And at this time, I'm probably, 88 or whatever. You know, I'm maybe 16, 15.
17, yep.
Yeah, about 16. So I remember reading an article, and they said Michael Spink's daughter said, "Daddy, I don't want him to hurt you."
Yeah.
I remember that article. So listen, and here's why I'm going there, right? Is because I'm not trivializing him getting knocked out or him getting up or whatever, but okay, where's your game plan at? I didn't see any game plan. You know what I mean? Like when you're fighting a force, you need to have a good game plan. Like I just didn't see any game plan. I mean, I know sometimes when you get in there, it's a whole different realm, but you know.
And Papa Rundown, everything that you're saying is the same type of stuff we talk about with the Raiders. When the Raiders loses to a team like Minnesota, and then we didn't even score a point, and then we sit there and go, what the fuck's going on? Blah, 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 and the whole bit. And you know what? Right. As a paying fan, as a fan who supports the sport and actually pays it, no issues with you saying any of that, right? No issues. The issue becomes the same as if someone, as a Raider fan, goes, well, Aiden O'Connell, he just sucks. He just sucks. He's just no good. Okay, you mean the same guy who actually won a bowl game in 2021? And you know, like,
why he sucks. Don't just say he sucks.
Or just support it. Just support it. So we don't know what I got to actually meet and speak with Michael Spinks during his older age, and he's a very humble man. I loved my time with him. I never asked him that question because I never wanted to even approach it, because you know, it's like out of respect, man, out of respect, that because Michael Spinks could have done what a lot of these other fighters do now, which is, I don't want to fight Boots Enos. Why don't you want to fight Boots Enos? Because Boots Enos might whoop my ass.
Hey, we need to talk about that. You know, look. You say a name and it's like I just want to jump and shit. But we need to talk about Boots too. He signed with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, different subject for another day. Papa Rundown.
Yeah, later on.
Okay, different subject for another day. But Papa Rundown. Everyone in the boxing world knows that Jaron Boots Enos is in our eyes is basically the Roy Jones of the 147 division, and every motherfucker's scared of fighting him. But partly because the money isn't there.
Right.
Him and
Which is why
Eddie Hearn.
Listen, Papa Rundown, I know more information about this stuff, so just let me. What Eddie Hearn's about to do for you to make you happy. First fight you're going to see Boots Enos in on the mat under his promotion. He's putting him on June 1st in Philadelphia for all America to see how good he is. He's fighting the mandatory. You're going to see Boots Enos beat the shit out of that guy who's the mandatory. Then you're probably going to see him fight Connor Ben next.
Okay,
that's going to be a huge fight.
What about Virgil Ortiz? What about Virgil Ortiz?
No, well, maybe. But all of that's going to happen to the point where Eddie Hearn, you got to let Eddie Hearn do his job.
Right.
Because right now, someone like Rundown doesn't know who Boots Enos is, and you can't even say the word Boots Enos to him because he won't
I've been
know.
trying to school that kid.
Eddie Hearn is going to make Boots Enos so popular that we're going to walk to a Starbucks and we're going to ask somebody, hey, who's the best fighter in the world right now?
They're going to say Boots is the man.
Right.
Okay.
Boots is the man.
So you just got to wait. You got to be patient, Papa Rundown. You got to
But I like the move, but I do like the move of him going over there with Matchroom.
Absolutely. Because he was loyal. He was loyal. He tried to give him a chance. And what Boots Enos essentially saw is he became kind of a victim to the sport of boxing.
I love Eddie Hearn. I do.
But now he has Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn does well with his fighters, man. He understands boxing. He understands. He's willing to work with everybody.
He loves boxing.
I like Eddie Hearn because he's willing to work with everybody. He's just trying to make fights.
Exactly.
Right.
And you know what, Papa Rundown? You should love Eddie Hearn because he understands the business of boxing, but he really just wants to give the fight. He wants to give the fans the best fights in the world. So like me and Turf, when we had this conversation, when he was saying boxing's dead, what I said to Turf is I said, boxing's dead in America.
Right.
Outside of the United States, a lot of motherfuckers are paying a lot of money to watch boxing.
In Europe right now. And it's like my brother would be like,
big time.
You watching European cards? Yeah. There's some good European fighters out there.
Exactly. And there's but here's my whole point now. So I'm glad you're talking about that, Pop Rundown, because now I'm gonna bring you to my point that me and Turf were gonna talk about. This Haney Garcia fight, to me, as an actual person in the profession, right? Or I was before my transplant. I mean, I can't go back no more. But in my opinion, this Haney Garcia fight is going to make or break whether or not boxing is going to be popular in America this year and moving forward. This is how important this fight is, right? And a lot of people don't even realize it yet. Okay. This Haney Garcia fight that's coming up on April 20th, that Turf, I don't give a shit what you're doing. You better pay for this fight and you better watch it. Right? Okay.
I'll be watching. Okay. I'll be watching for sure.
Okay. And earlier when we were talking about Devin Haney, if Devin Haney does what made you upset about Michael Spinks, in where he basically just kind of tries to stay away and he doesn't engage.
Nah, Devin
Haney is not a generational fighter.
He would never do that.
He's not going to fight.
He's doing that, bro. He'll get knocked out.
He's not going to fight that way.
Okay, so I'm just telling you because. And the reason why I bring this up to you right now, and again, we'll start talking about the details of it so that for any of you guys who are listening right now on the Raiders Syndicate show, on the Raider Rundowns channel, or the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, we're talking about how important for the sport of boxing, for it to grow in America, for people like Rundown, this Saturday's fight is that important depending on who wins and how they win. Because Devin Haney, in my opinion, and I'm talking about my professional opinion too, Papa Rundown, he didn't beat Lomachenko. Lomachenko was spanking his ass in the back half of that fight. And here's my problem with it. Because you're talking about, man, you got to man up. You got to blah, blah, blah. That was the time for Devin Haney to man up and say to himself, I'm not going to let a smaller, older fighter who's already past his prime push me around. I'm younger, I'm bigger, I'm stronger. I'm going to walk him down. And you know who used to do that shit? Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather would walk your ass down and break you down and work you to the body. Devin Haney in the back 6 rounds of the Lomachenko fight was running for his life. And you're asking me you're going to tell me, Papa Rundown, that I'm supposed to like him. I'm supposed to.
He didn't run the last round, though. He did not run the last round. He actually won the last round. I will say he won the last round.
I'll give you that, but see,
I think it was strategy. I think he jumped out. I think he jumped out early, though. I think
go ahead, Turf. Okay,
Go ahead.
I personally think what Devin Haney did, he had a game plan. He jumped out early. Thought he won some rounds early, which I had the fight scored 7-5. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to act like
7-5
because,
for who, Turf?
for Haney, which is like,
I did too.
I'm not going to lie.
Fair.
Right,
Okay.
and that's what I'm saying. Because what I did is I watched it twice. I watched it obviously listening,
That's how you watch boxing.
and then I watched it without listening to the comments.
That's how you watch boxing.
And I watched it, and twice over, I had to fight for Haney 7-5, and it wasn't an easy fight. It was. I would have not been mad if Haney lost that fight. I wouldn't have been mad. If it was
you know what? Hey,
let me jump in. I wouldn't have been mad.
Let me jump in. First off, dog. First off, real shit, bro. Listen to what Turf just said. When you watch boxing, a real boxing fan is going to watch a fight at least twice.
Right.
Period. You're going to look. That I have a rule.
Shit you didn't see the first time.
Yes,
that's absolutely
rule, bro. Boxing and music. I got to listen to it, back when it was really albums. I got to listen to an album twice.
I like that.
I got to hear it twice.
I like that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got to watch a fight twice. And you're right. If you go back, I wouldn't be pissed if Haney had lost. I wouldn't have been pissed if he had won. I wouldn't have had a problem if Lomachenko won.
I thought it was actually a draw too the first time.
So I wouldn't have been opposed to that. But here's the thing, right? Like you said, Haney had a game plan. He jumped out on him early. He looked good. And then guess what? Lomachenko's experience and maturity took over.
And took over. Right? You're absolutely right. Now that you say that, yes, I agree.
But at the same time, neither man has been down. Neither man has been seriously hurt. Sometimes it might just come down to style points and the way you think a guy, Haney's a little bigger. He moves a little bit, a little slick. You know what I'm saying? He might, that can influence the judges. 7-5 is a very fair score. 7-5 is a very fair score. But if Lomachenko would have won, I wouldn't have seen anything wrong with that either. But the thing about Devin Haney is, I've seen him look better since he's fought that fight.
And I'm glad you said that, Papa Rundown. I'm glad you said that because what he had to do after that fight was move up in weight.
Yes, because he was that. I think that was part of the problem. I think that was part of the problem to begin with.
Okay, sure. Okay, and that's fine. All right. So now here's the thing, Papa Rundown. What's hard for me, and you just need to understand this about me, and Turf knows this about me. So, with all due respect, because I actually fucking know what's happening in there and what the moves are and what the plays are, a lot of us in the boxing world look at that fight and say to ourselves, man, you couldn't put away Lomachenko? I mean, Lennard knocked Lomachenko down.
Hey, bro,
no, just listen. Papa Rundown, you got to let me finish, all right? Just listen. The viewpoint of people who are in the industry is that Lomachenko is really a 126-pounder who was amazing, moved up to 130 and became pound for pound. So then he basically moved up to 135 just to give Haney a chance because Haney still wasn't that popular at this time. He wasn't. Nobody really knew who he was, but since he signed to Top Rank, Bob Arum made it work so that he can get a stage. So if as a boxing person, we expected Devin Haney to show us this is the fight that we're going to see you pass the torch. We're going to all say, oh man, this Devin Haney kid is amazing, right? And we didn't see that. What we saw is basically like when you start talking about it, we're like, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And basically your comparison right now is you're saying that Devin Haney is supposed to be one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world. And he almost or maybe beat Lomachenko, who's already past his prime, who's fighting 2 weight classes above it, who he should have easily dominated the same way. Oh, I don't know. Floyd Mayweather did Genaro Hernandez the first time he fought for a world title. You see what I'm trying to say? You can't tell me that when Floyd's first title was against Genaro Hernandez.
Okay, and I remember that Genaro Hernandez fight. You know what I'm saying? That was legendary Floyd Mayweather. That was Floyd Mayweather in his attention.
And that's why I don't even. Turf knows. I have a pet peeve for people trying to compare someone to Floyd Mayweather.
No. But listen. First of all,
that is the truth, right? That's the true problem. The true problem is just the boxing game it's just you can't compare the two
Okay,
Because the
but
reality
listen,
is, I
like
don't know
from my
anybody
point of
that's beat
view,
Lomachenko. Nobody, I don't think anybody would beat Lomachenko like that today.
no, that's like look, Turk.
Nobody out there is beating Lomachenko.
You've never
like
seen
that.
Lomachenko get put on his pockets.
No, none of these guys.
We've never seen that's what I'm saying. So it's unfair. You kind of saying what I was saying, Turk. It's unfair for you to judge him and say that he should have dominated Lomachenko that way. We've never seen Lomachenko be dominated.
Not so much dominated. And I'm not saying dominated. I didn't want to
He's
say
one of the most crafty fighters on the planet.
Smoke Lomachenko, but he didn't impose any fear to Lomachenko, is what I'm trying to say. Lomachenko wasn't scared of him at all. Not even a little bit.
Now let me ask you this.
Wasn't scared of his jab, wasn't scared of his right.
Okay, let me ask you this, Angelo. The Regis Prograis fight, did he not look more aggressive? Did he not hurt
better?
Regis
And I'll tell you why.
By
the way, I'll run down.
So let's put it all. So let's put it all in the vacuum. We got to put all that in the vacuum there.
So I'm glad you're saying that, Papa Randall. So let me explain it to you. You know why he looked better? I'm gonna tell you why he looked better. He finally got to move up to a weight that he feels more comfortable in. All right, his body's filling out. Okay, great. Prograis isn't in his prime anymore. He's already been beaten up. All right, and Devin Haney got the fight in San Francisco, which is supposed to be a hometown, whatever, right? So everything was given to Devin Haney to come out and show us he's the next great thing. And you know what? I walked Starbucks right now and asked somebody, did you go watch that Haney Prograis fight? And they didn't watch it. You know why? Because I can't even show you an exciting highlight. You know why? Because he should have knocked Prograis out. He should have. But what did he do when he wobbled him? Papa Rundown, don't lie to me. What did Haney do when he hurt Prograis? Did he try to attack him and put him away? Or did he play it safe and just make sure that he got the win? How did he play that?
He pretty much played it safe.
Pretty much,
but doesn't Floyd do the same thing?
American boxing hero.
Floyd does it. Floyd does the same thing.
No, he doesn't. Though. What? Okay, here's my argument to you, Papa Rundown. When Floyd was finally older, and his hands were already fractured,
when he was
already the king of boxing.
Right.
You can go ahead and talk to me about he chose defensive strategy. Right. Nobody knows Haney. Nobody knows who the F he is. You understand what I'm saying? Haney is not fighting for the sport of boxing. He's fighting to play it safe. And
they all are.
Appreciate it.
They all are.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And that's the point. I'll be honest. That is the point.
I'll tell you someone who didn't play it safe. No, I'm going to tell you someone right now who didn't play it safe. Ready for this, Turf? It's going to blow your mind. Ready for this, Papa Rundown?
Go ahead.
You know who didn't play it safe?
What?
Ryan Garcia. He did not play it safe.
Oh, no, of course.
He went into the Gervonta Davis fight with that hydration clause, which is we all know in boxing.
I talked about that earlier today.
He went into to that Gervonta Davis fight knowing he had a separated rib injury. He knew it. And even still in that Gervonta Davis fight, when Gervonta was like trying to be careful, which he should, because Ryan Garcia got real power, right?
Right.
Ryan Garcia said, "You know what, man? I can't do this. I gotta push it." So who pushed the action in that fight? It was Ryan Garcia who pushed the action in that fight in the second round.
Right.
And then it looked like he was going to start to really put his weight and his strength on him. And then Gervonta caught him the way Gervonta should.
Right.
Because Gervonta's different.
He was setting that up. Oh, he was setting that up the whole fight.
And you know how? And you know what, Papa Rundown? Let me explain this to you because I know you're just a fan. So let me explain this. You know why we all love Gervonta Davis? Because he didn't punk out when Isaac Cruz was fighting him. He didn't punk out. He tried to go toe-to-toe with Isaac Cruz too.
He did.
He was trying to give it to Isaac Cruz.
He
but
was.
Devin Haney
you realize Isaac Cruz wasn't going nowhere.
What do you think? What do you think would happen to Prograis if Gervonta Davis fought him?
Get knocked out.
He'd knock him out. What do you think would happen to Prograis if Ryan Garcia fought him? He'd knock him out. That's my issue with Devin Haney.
I don't know.
Don't crown him as a star yet. He ain't a star yet. He has the potential to be. He has the potential to be.
Okay, can I say this? Let me say this. I'm not sitting here saying that, all right, first of all, let me let you guys know. I'm not saying that Devin Haney is on the same plane as Floyd Mayweather.
No,
That's not what I'm saying. What I
nobody.
said was sometimes people try to follow Floyd's blueprint, and that means work ethic. And I think that he has that kind of work ethic. He shows that kind of work ethic. He shows that he has a little bit of acumen in how you fight and preserve yourself as well, right? So he does have some of that. Those are Floyd Mayweather elements. Those are Floyd Mayweather influence. And that's what I'm saying.
And you know what? Papa Rundown, I agree with you. I don't disagree with any of this. I agree
But
with
okay, let me finish. Because I'm going to give you what my synopsis of what's going to get ready to go on in this fight, right? Because first of all, we haven't really even in depth talked about Ryan Garcia, right? You know, there's a whole conversation to be had about Ryan Garcia. Like, I see you have a lot of verve for Ryan Garcia, and I like Ryan Garcia's skill set. I really do. I think he has some things that you can't teach. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like I personally feel like if he was one of those fighters that really stayed committed to a really good jab, he could be a killer because he has a skill set and length and reach and his left hook, and he has a nice right hand. He can do some things. He has all the skill set, but we'll see. Because right now, I think Devin Haney is more disciplined.
Absolutely.
I think he's more disciplined, and I think that he's getting better. Right? Like we can't just throw a guy like the way you're talking about him is like you're talking about him like he's at his, he's reached his ceiling. I don't see him as being reached his ceiling. Here's
my problem when you say that, Papa Rundown. So I'm just speaking again, knowing the business of boxing and the way it works.
Okay.
When is Devin Haney's ceiling supposed to be? Because he's already 31 wins in. He's already 31-0. Because Floyd Mayweather won his world title in less than those fights. Oscar De La Hoya won his world titles in way less than those fights.
Is Devin Haney even 24 years old? Devin Haney's not even 24 years old.
I understand. Okay. All right. Look. See, Papa Rundown. I'm telling you, man, my boxing knowledge is too deep when you say this stuff. Because
talk to me.
Wilfredo Benitez was 21 years old, and that fool already had 43 fights. And he was already the world champion at 17. He had been defending it for 4 years. And he was 21 years old when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard.
So we're just going
to now let me tell you this too, Papa Rundown. When you start throwing this stuff at me, I'm just going to hit you with facts. Lomachenko won his world title in less than 9 fights.
Right.
And that's after coming from the amateurs. So when exactly am I supposed to, like, when people get mad at me, when I say let's give Aiden O'Connell a chance and they get mad at me, right? Can you imagine how I'm getting a little frustrated with you right now, talking to me like Devin Haney's just fresh out of the amateurs when he's already been given so much money that I expect knockouts at this point.
Right.
You want to try to compare him to, well, Floyd did this, Floyd did that. After he knocked out Gotti. After he knocked out Gennaro Hernandez, after he knocked out Diego Morales, after he knocked out, come on, Papa Rundown.
The kid's undefeated.
He's not. He's nowhere in the stratosphere of.
Okay, so all I'm trying to tell
y'all
you
just heard me say a couple minutes ago that I'm not saying that he's Floyd Mayweather. I'm not saying that.
He's not any of those greats.
All right, Papa Rundown, I'm gonna give it to you like this. How about this one for you? All right. Who do you think right now, if I go to Starbucks tomorrow and I walk in and I say, hey, I'm going to name you guys 2 names and tell me which one is a boxer and tell me which one you don't know. If I walk into Starbucks tomorrow and I say to someone, there's a guy by the name of Devin Haney and then there's another guy by the name of Jaron Boots Enos. Who do you think is the boxer and is it that you don't know? Who do you think they're going to say?
Hey, bro, the way the shit goes right now, it's a possibility that they don't know neither one of them.
Exactly.
All right.
Because at least most people would know that a fight like against Garcia is going to happen because Garcia is the name. Garcia is the name that everybody's familiar with. Right. All right. He's the star. Haney's the B side. No matter how you want to look at it, he's the B side. The A side is Garcia. The only reason why Haney's making any money out of this fight is because of Ryan Garcia. All right. That's just the business of boxing. That's just facts. Okay. So Devin Haney's
Ryan,
record.
come on, man. Ryan
So
Garcia
pop
hasn't
down
done,
because
he
you
ain't
love
done that much.
because
He
I
ain't done
realize
that much
you
to
really
get
like
all that
Devin
right
Haney.
now.
Okay, pop her down. I realize you really like Devin Haney. So let me tell you what his record is right now, so that you know what it is, so that we stop treating him like he's some baby. Okay, he's 31 wins, no losses, with 15 knockouts. That's his actual record. Okay, all right. That's his record.
Like the knockout
That's his
ratio.
record. Okay.
I don't like the knockout ratio at all, and I'm a big proponent of that. I don't like the knockout percentage. I like motherfuckers that got the one, they're able to get you out of there.
All right, now,
pop
her end down. Now, let me explain something to you. You know why we in the insider boxing community feel that Jaron Enos is probably pound for pound, even though nobody knows who he is right now?
Yeah.
He's 31-0 with 28 knockouts.
Yeah, he's a killer.
He puts people away, Papa Rundown. He would have put Prograis away in the third round. Okay? Haney should have put him away, and he didn't.
All right.
And you can't do that whole, he's only 25. You mean like Wilfredo Benitez, who was only 21 when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard? And Sugar Ray, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, man, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If your career is boxing, then show me that you're worth the money I'm about to drop, that you respect the sport enough to elevate the sport. Elevate it. Make people want to watch it. Okay. Right. Now, I'm not a Haney hater. I'm just a fact giver. I like Devin Haney. He is very hard work ethic, absolutely amazing. Good father, good background, very religious. I mean, he jabs good, plays within the game, he uses every part of the ring. He's very technical.
Good footwork. He's got good
very,
footwork.
very technical. Okay, very technical. All right. Now let me ask you a question, Papa Rundown. Do you watch basketball at all?
Come on, man. That's my shit.
Okay. All right. Now, someone like you will probably tell me Nikola Jokic is probably the best player right now, would you say? Or like centers?
Well, I would say Nikola Jokic is a top 3 player in the NBA.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
Let me ask you a question, though. If we walk down the street to non-boxing fans, to non-basketball fans, would they know the name Nikola Jokic?
No.
But if we walk down the street and to the same fans, we said the word Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq, would they know who that is?
Without a doubt.
Because Shaq elevated the game. Devin Haney is good, like Nikola Jokic is good. But in order for you to elevate the game, you got to do something sexy for me, man.
Okay, so what I'm kind of getting from you, Angelo, is that you feel like Ryan Garcia has a persona to be able to do that. But
Ryan Garcia is the only guy
in
America right now.
So Ryan Garcia, show me something transcended in the ring then.
I believe, and that's what I'm trying to say too.
I don't get off on social media shit. I don't have.
That is the only thing he's famous for. And
you know what, Papa Rundown? That's very fair. But now let me ask you this question, sir. How many Ryan Garcia fights did you actually pay for and watch? How many did you actually see? Did you watch him grow up? And did you watch how he went from having over 230 fights in the amateurs, to going into his pro fights, to knocking people out like Javier Fortuna and Luke Campbell? Like, did you watch all of this? And did you watch all this growth? Okay, so take away the fact that he's a media star and a social media star and all of that. Take that all away. I'm just talking about skill level. Did you actually watch his growth?
I love his skill set. Yes, I've watched his growth.
Great.
And I think he's a really good fighter.
Yeah. Here's the truth of the matter. He could have said no to the Gervonta Davis fight. That's just the truth.
I'm not gonna lie. That rehydration clause,
anyone else.
He got fucked over with the rehydration clause.
He did. Never accepted that. No,
he did. He should have never accepted that.
People told him to. He didn't do it.
Right. No, and that's all I'm trying. Okay. See now. So now you want to talk to me about boxing, Chris?
Shout out to PTS. What up, dog?
Shout out to
Yes,
Chris.
sir.
Man. Shout out to Chris. No, and all I'm trying to say, Papa Rundown, is in a podcast like this where this is going public, I'm trying to educate people to understand. I get that you like something, but why don't you read the entire article and not the headline? Because the headline's going to tell you Devin Haney's pound for pound. But when you read the article, pound for pound is Jaron Bootsinas, and you don't even know who that is.
No, I would never say. Look, I'm not even saying Devin Haney's pound for pound.
But everybody's trying to make it seem like because he beat Lomachenko, who was pound for pound.
Nah, bro. Like, look, no, not even, dog. Like, he's not no pound for pound. He's not a pound for pound guy. Like, TC's the pound for pound.
Okay,
like, that's my guy. Come on, man. Like,
my guy.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. No, I'm not even saying that Devin Haney's that. Listen, Devin Haney still has a lot to prove, right? This is. I just feel like both these cats got a lot to prove in this fight, dog.
I agree.
So now, Papa Rundown. Now, after doing all this talk with you, now let's get to the meat of it all. As a boxing fan, if Devin Haney wins in a boring, let me play it safe, let me make sure I don't get knocked out, and wins a decision, are there going to be more people wanting to watch boxing?
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
If Ryan Garcia goes out there and attacks him and knocks him the fuck out, do you, not only you, but non-boxing fans, them girls that like him in social media, them moms that like him, everybody that likes him because of his media stardom, does boxing now benefit because now everyone in America is watching?
He's not Oscar De La Hoya, though. So we're not doing that either. We're not doing that. He's not De La Hoya.
No. Now, I'm glad you said that too.
We're not doing that either.
See, Turf, see how I like it when I talk to someone like a Papa Rundown, because he keeps giving me all of these. I'm hooking him in every time, right? I'm hooking him in every time. All right. No. I love this, Papa Rundown. I love this. Okay. No. I promise, Chris, I'm about to end it, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save like a lot of the other stuff for the Turf show, right, Turf?
Yes.
We're just gonna experiment.
Hey, Turf, you tired, bro? I'm good to go, man. Like, y'all got me.
I'm ready. I'm good. I got another hour.
No. I just want to make sure. Turf, hey, Turf, I want to make sure that like the combat sports people that you know will get on that our Haney Garcia talk when it happens, and then we'll see if we get if Rundown gets popped for a copyright on this thing that we just did. All right.
No, absolutely.
Now we get to the meat of everything that you said when you're like, well, Ryan Garcia ain't no De La Hoya. Okay.
No.
Okay. Hey,
that's very true.
You know what, Papa Rundown? I'm not trying to pretend like in terms of the actual boxing acumens that De La Hoya did during the time that he was doing it. I would say no, because Ryan Garcia didn't go to the Olympics to win a gold medal. Ryan Garcia did. Okay, all fair.
Like Devin Haney ain't Mayweather.
But Papa Rundown, just realize I'm not a young pup like Rundown. I'm almost as old as you. All right, so I lived during the time too.
Look. Just like Devin Haney is not Floyd Mayweather, Ryan Garcia is not Oscar De La Hoya. Like, just if he knocks Devin Haney out, he still ain't Oscar De La Hoya. Because when you start, and I know we want our next face in boxing, but let me tell you something. Oscar De La Hoya fought every great that ever stepped in front of him.
Everybody, yes, he did.
It's blasphemy for you to even think that if he beats Devin Haney, he can reach that status. No way.
Okay,
no way.
Now let me give you context for it.
No way.
No, hold on. Now let me give you context for it, Papa Rundown. That way you understand what I'm trying to explain to you. When I was growing up, when De La Hoya was making his ascend, he had the benefit of free TV to be able to show his fights. He had the benefit of the Olympic Games to share his story about his mom. Okay. He had the benefit of being in LA and growing up and all the good
hey,
guy.
Killer, we about to spar. We gonna spar on this one.
No. He had the benefit of all that.
I see what you're doing right now, bro.
You gotta let me finish my point.
We're not doing. Listen,
okay, Papa Rundown, you gotta let me finish my point. Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, Now, again, Papa Rundown, I want to go ahead and make sure that you understand this disclaimer. So really hear me.
Okay.
I'm not talking about skill level yet. Okay. I'm just talking about cultural significance.
Okay, I got you.
Cultural significance to the sport of boxing. When De La Hoya was in the sport of boxing, I would say in America was a number one sport. Would you disagree, Turf?
It was thriving.
It was thriving.
Word up. Word.
De La Hoya definitely helped it. Can we all agree on that?
Oh,
okay. All right.
There wouldn't be
so now I'm gonna hook them in. I'm gonna hook them in, Turf.
The cigar lounge is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen, too.
I like it, bro. I love it. Yeah.
Okay. So Turf, here's the thing, because you and I are the same age, Turf. So I remember the growth of Oscar De La Hoya. And I remember how great he was, and everybody loved him. I mean, believe me, I loved Oscar, and I've met him several times. I was under his promotions. Eric Gomez was a really good friend, and anyway, so I don't want to talk about like the professional business side of it. I just want to talk about Oscar De La Hoya, period. Right. Okay. In terms of what helped De La Hoya, where people were following his story, was the fact that boxing was a number one sport in the United States. He had a very endearing, amazing story. He was fighting really good people on his as he climbed up in the ranks. Okay, so first world title fight for Oscar De La Hoya, in where he wins the 12 round. Do you right now, Papa Rundown, so that when we're talking about this context, do you remember what that was? Do you remember who it was against? And do you remember the weight?
I know De La Hoya, his first fight, wasn't he at 130?
Okay, that's very close. That was very close. Remember that he was almost 6 foot tall. He's like 5'10", almost 5'11". And De La Hoya's first world title fight was at 135 pounds. Remember how he used to have to eat like an orange, and he was always really draining himself, right?
Didn't he fight Gennaro Hernandez too? Was that Gennaro Hernandez his first fight? His first
no, that's Floyd. That's Floyd.
Yeah, that's Floyd.
Okay.
Who was De La Hoya's first title fight?
Okay.
Jimmy
De La Hoya's first title fight was with a guy by the name of Jimmy Burdal.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Stopped him in the 10th, won the WBO junior lightweight title. Okay. Actually, he was 130. I'm sorry. I digress. You're absolutely right.
No, it was junior lightweight. It was junior lightweight.
I'm sorry about that. I messed up right there, Papa Rundown. He was 130 pounds. He won the world title. Okay. Now let me ask you this question. This is where you and I start to kind of like, this is what I'm talking about. Remember how I just told you that Devin Haney is 31-0 with 15 knockouts?
No doubt.
Okay. All right. 31-0 with 15 knockouts. Okay. He won I'd have to look back in a second, but he won the world title way past 20 fights and the whole bit. And, they built him up a lot, and then he finally got a title shot. You want to know what fight number De La Hoya's first title fight was in?
Yeah, lay it on me.
What do you think it was?
Shoot, I don't even
Probably
know.
about 20, between 24 and 20.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to the Ultimate Raider Fan 32 or the Raider Rundown show, Papa Rundown, who's an avid boxing fan, a huge aficionado of the sport, and he loves it, right? Okay. Talking to, again, Turf, just go to the Ultimate Raider Fan 32 and watch the Turf show with Who I Am, and you'll know what's up.
Hey, let me throw the disclaimer out here now. Around that time, remember, I'm a youngster at that time, so I'm out there running and gunning as well.
I get it. And I'm not asking you to be a historian.
I'm out there running and gunning.
And believe me, I'm not trying to trap you, Papa Rundown, into being a historian. What the context of what I'm trying to talk to you about, again, is cultural significance and how it makes people think something when you're reading a headline instead of reading the entire article or the entire book. That's all I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying, my brother. Ryan Garcia can be that if he starts putting together spectacular fights. I know,
but let me finish this point, because we're talking about Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya, and why we all believe that he's so amazing, just like you and Turf and me. He won that first world title fight in his 12th fight. He was 12-0.
Sure did.
Okay. Now check
Yeah.
this out, Papa Rundown. You want to talk about an opponent? Now, this is where you and I, when you're talking about Haney to me, that's where I'm trying to tell you is that Haney didn't elevate the sport.
Right.
You know who Oscar De La Hoya's second title defense was against? And in where he, or actually his climb up fight. I'm sorry, his climb up fight. So remember, 130 was a little harsh on him. He defended it one time, and then he needed to move up, just like Devin Haney did.
Right.
He moved up to 130. De La Hoya moves up to 135.
Right.
Just like Devin Haney had to move up to 140. Okay, his body couldn't handle it. Do you know who that first WBO lightweight title fight was against? In his 14th fight, I'm gonna tell you, it's against one of the best defensive fighters you probably saw during that time. His name was Jorge Paez. You remember him?
Paez, yeah. Paez.
Okay. And do you know what De La Hoya did to Paez? He put his ass away and knocked him out in the second round.
Paez had the color.
Devin Haney could have knocked out Prograis, and he did not. That's the problem. He doesn't elevate the sport. And that was in De La Hoya's 14th fight. That was in De La Hoya's 14th fight. Because when
Once
you got
again,
all
we're
these
talking
eyeballs
about
on
a
you,
fraud. We're talking about a prodigious generational
generation. No,
fighter.
you're
I
right.
understand.
He's a prodigious generational fighter.
And that's why Papa Rundown, that's why we're both talking the same
Neither
thing here.
one of these guys right now, to me, are
generational.
Generational fighters.
I agree. But now let's talk about cultural popularity. At the time, because De La Hoya had the benefit of Olympics, boxing being a number one sport in America, being shared his story. Every single one of his fights, you saw it on free TV. Every single climb, you saw it happen all the way, right? So everybody knew who he was. And that was only 14 fights, okay?
Right.
That was only 14 fights. And even still, he still wasn't like the most popular he could ever be.
Right?
That didn't happen until he got all the way up, all the way up to his when he finally fights for the welterweight championship of the world at 147 pounds. Right? Ike Corte. But here's the thing. Before Ike Corte, this fight happened that made him so popular that it got a lot of people wanting to buy pay-per-views now, and no longer free TV. And that's when he fought Cesar Chavez.
Yeah.
Yes,
you remember how a lot of people hated him for doing it?
Yeah.
A lot of people loved him for doing it. But everybody started
Mexicans, they hated him.
That was in Vegas.
But then everybody started paying for every single time they
legendary.
They saw him.
That was legendary.
Because whether
legendary
you
shit.
liked them,
Legendary
whether you
shit.
liked him or you hated him, you
Legendary.
paid to watch him fight. Do you
And my man
now again, Papa Rundown, I'm talking about cultural significance. All right.
Okay, got you.
Cultural significance. He does the Cesar Chavez fight. So in order for all of America to know who he was, after the Chavez fights, moving it all the way up, he had to do the Ike Corte fight because Ike Corte at the time was undefeated.
He was the dude.
Okay. Bazooka Corte with the jabs coming out of Ghana.
I actually think Corte won that fight. That's just me.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
A lot
again,
of people thought he won
we're going to
that.
save that one.
They got the late knockdown on that shit, but Ike Corte dominated that fight with the jab, and I thought his movement was better. Look, it's a couple of fights out. De La Hoya lost to Sweet Pea. So
Papa Rundown, you got to stick to subject. See, Chris, it's not always my fault, man.
You can be going, dog. I get going on certain doing, man.
Okay, because again, I want to remind everyone who's listening to this. Papa Rundown was always saying, "Well, Ryan Garcia ain't no Oscar De La Hoya. Ryan Garcia ain't no Oscar De La Hoya." I agree if we're talking about skill level because he hasn't proven it yet. But we're talking about cultural significance and boxing in America. Oscar De La Hoya going up to the Ike Corte fight. Everybody kind of knew the name. He's done a lot of pay-per-views now. People are kind of curious. So he needed that fight to elevate him because the final fight he did in 1999 was called the Fight of the Millennium with Felix Trinidad.
Right.
And that One singular thing, that one fight made the next 10 years of boxing popular for Felix, the entire United States.
Tito was, he was
okay.
He was that.
Now
dude.
I'm trying to explain this to you. I'm trying to explain it to you so that you understand where I'm coming from when I say to you that in order for boxing to thrive in the United States, Ryan Garcia has to put it on Haney's ass.
There it is.
He has to do it because of all the boxers culturally significant, whether you like them or hate him for whatever he's saying and whatever he's posting, because we do live in the social media era. Okay. You could go look it up right now. Go look at how many followers Ryan Garcia got versus how many people even know who Devin Haney is. Okay. So you can talk to me all you want about how he's the better boxer, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about cultural significance. And if Devin Haney wins a boring, tactical, no highlight, Stephen A. Smith can't talk about it, Skip Bayless can't talk about it, nobody's going to talk about it, nothing exciting happens, boxing continues to not do well in America. So if Ryan Garcia goes out there though and knocks him out,
what if Ryan Garcia wins the same type of fight?
He won't though. Okay, now see what I mean though? I love this. See what I mean, Turf? What did Papa Rundown just say? Papa Rundown just said, well, what if Garcia wins the same type of fight? Turf, you know boxing well enough to know, and you've watched enough of Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney to know, does Ryan Garcia fight that style of fight?
No, he's going to
any of the fights that he's done.
No, he's going to
ever sit there and play safe. Even on his last fight, Papa Rundown, even on Ryan Garcia's last fight against Oscar Duarte, okay, he could have played it safe and just kind of ran around because he was already winning. And you know what he did? He knocked him out in the 10th round.
He should have.
That's what Ryan Garcia does.
I mean, look. He should have. He should have did that. That's what he's supposed to do. And listen, what I'm saying is, look, check it out, man. We're real boxing guys, and I understand that you're talking about Ryan Garcia pushing the culture of boxing forward so we can get more eyes on it. Like, that's exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about him pushing the sport forward. But at the same time, you just can't win fights. Like I said, bro, like you got to show me some transcendent shit, bro. I ain't seen nothing transcendent from Ryan Garcia, and I'm not taking nothing away from him, but he's still
I'm right there with you.
There's still a proven ground for him, right? Like neither one of these fighters are anointed anything yet, because honestly, Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis, I feel like are better than both of them.
Of course.
On some real shit.
You got to stay with
Garcia. Look, I'm an old ninja.
Nobody in this show said that Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis isn't in another level.
No. People don't know.
You're confusing the viewers. I'm trying to explain to you cultural significance on what.
But that's what I just said. Ryan Garcia is you talking about him pushing the sport forward, popularity, more eyes, more interest in the game. That's real. I understand that. And it's like, you know what, bro? Look, Devin Haney can do the same thing if he has a spectacular knockout. If the fight is spectacular and either one of them get a fucking knockout, they both gonna be able to push the sport forward at the end of the day.
I agree with that too. So in order for that to happen, I'm glad you said it that way.
Devin Haney got to stay in the pocket.
In order for it to happen, do you honestly believe that if Devin Haney fights the way he fought Prograis, we're going to see something spectacular?
Stakes are a little higher.
Devin Haney have to put the envelope on this one. If we see the same
right?
Papa Rundown. If we see the same Devin Haney that fought Lomachenko, if we see the same Devin Haney that fought Prograis, are we going to see a generational fight? No, we're not.
No.
Okay. So it's on Devin Haney's. It's Devin Haney's turn to show us he cares about boxing enough to go toe to toe.
But if he's smart, though, he won't do that because he knows Ryan Garcia is going to.
I'm glad you said that, Turf, and that's why on the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, me and Turf are going to try to make it work. We're going to try to make it work next week for y'all who are going to be listening to this on replay. We're going to explain to you why this Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight is equivalent to the Ike Corte versus Oscar De La Hoya fight. And the reason why is Ike Corte didn't want to take no chances either. Because when you talk about, well, Ike Corte won that fight, Yeah. By the way, Ike Corte got dropped twice in that same fight.
He
De La
did.
Hoya did get dropped once though.
He
Round
did.
6, one of the greatest rounds to ever watch
Yeah.
between Corte and De La Hoya.
Yes, sir.
That's what we need, Papa Rundown. We need a round 6 like that between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, so that people like Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless and everybody else starts talking about how boxing is great again. That's what we need.
Well, I think you're going to see it anyways because of the fact that Ryan Garcia just naturally fights that way. And he's going to force Devin Haney to knock him out.
Fight.
Yeah, he's going to force him.
Keep going. Keep talk to us, Turf.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I think you're going to see in this fight. You're going to see Devin Haney have to come out of his shell. 100%. Ryan Garcia doesn't know how to fight any other way. That's the other, that's the other part.
But you know what? Even when he just fought Oscar Duarte, right? There was a certain time in that fight where we were like, okay, well, Ryan Garcia needs to be doing a little bit more. We felt that. It went 10 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, these are young fighters, right? These are young fighters. These fighters are still seasoning themselves, right? And guess what? All it takes is two of the right guys to tangle. Right, it takes two of the right guys to tangle when it comes to boxing.
That's kind of what Angelo is saying, though.
Right,
we're giving them excuses this era. You know what I'm saying, and saying they're young fighters, but the reality is they're actually old as hell on this. If you're looking at the same statistics of the befores,
the greats, the all-time greats.
Those guys were winning. They were winning titles at 17, 18, 19, 20.
But you know what's crazy, Turf?
Yeah.
What's crazy, Turf, is like, okay, we can look at it like that, but guess what? It's the same all across the board in all these sports right now. That's the way the landscape is. Because guess what? I can sit here and look at an NBA game and say, damn, this ain't really my NBA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
come
absolutely.
on, man. Like you can sit down there, and watch football on any given Sunday and be like, damn, this ain't my Walter Payton shit.
But the honest truth is, we also have to admit that these players are absolutely way more progressed than the players of yesterday.
And guess what? The money's way more. Check it, bro. The money's way more prevalent.
300-pound linemen running 4.6s and 4.7s. You don't have dudes, jumping 46-inch verticals as line.
But here's just, but see, Turf. Here's just
today is not comparable to the athlete.
But here's the stupid thing, right? Here's the stupid thing about that. You damn right, bro. Like, the technology's much better now.
Everything.
The sports science is much better now. But here's the caveat. Here's the caveat. The bread is different. The bread is different. The risk taking is different. Like, these kids are already millionaires, multimillionaires through social media. It's like you have to realize the whole landscape of everything, the way these guys see. Look, they're coming on the heels of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather showing you how to do the shit without getting my ass kicked, right? And it's like you have to understand, dog. You put all that, like, there's a mentality that's behind all that.
Right. Well, I gotta say, like, so when it comes to Floyd, he is different, and what I hate is that people don't understand the fact of why he transitioned from Pretty Boy to Money Man.
That's what the youngsters are gunning for. The youngsters are gunning for that, right? Because you put that in front of them, and these youngsters are look.
They don't have the proper understanding as to why he had to put that in front of him.
But see, that's the problem.
He wouldn't have been able to have a career if he didn't change to being Money Mayweather. He would have not only gotten a loss, he would have probably broke a hand to the point where he no longer would be able to fight anymore. Period. So he had to make that change. It wasn't, I'm making this change and I'm Pretty Boy because I'm looking to get all the money. Yes, hindsight, he can say that. But the reality is his hands forced him to be a boxer, not a boxer.
I get it, but who are the youngsters gonna chase? They chasing everything that they used to watch Floyd Mayweather do on the 24/7 specials.
I agree, but again, they're getting a terrible education, though. What I'm saying is, if they're doing it from that perspective of, I'm going to preserve my zero and be safe on the, boxing.
And I hate it. And don't get me wrong, I hate that shit, bro, because I come from the era of they walking in the ring to get out. That's what I always say, bro. Sugar Ray Leonard's my favorite because guess what, dog?
Them
That nigga
dudes
came
are-
in there. I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to say that.
It's
My
all good.
man came in there.
Come on,
My
Papa,
man
right
came in
now.
there
Calm
with
down.
ill intentions.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, so
Every fight. No, I agree. We all
Hey,
know
Turf,
and understand
here's a question.
completely.
Real quick, Angelo. Here's a question I've been dying to ask Turf. I've been dying to ask Turf this.
Yeah.
Who do you take, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard?
As far as fighting each other,
147. 147. Who wins that fight at 147, Floyd and Sugar Ray?
at their peak, the only reason I have to go with Floyd is because he had a better defensive game. I'm gonna always pick Floyd in a lot of those kind of fights because he had a better defensive game. But with that being said, it reminds me of what we're about to see when it comes to Garcia and Haney because Sugar Ray made you fight. He didn't. Sugar Ray made you fight, bro.
Look. You talking about language right here. Now let me give you my rebuttal to why I think Sugar Ray Leonard will win. And I told Angelo this too one day.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, bro. I love everything about Floyd Mayweather. When you talk about a boxing savant, put his name on the front page.
100%.
But when you come to watch, when it comes to me and I'm watching boxing, like I told Angelo, the first fight I ever saw in my entire lifetime, I was 9 years old, 1981, Sugar Ray Tommy Hearns, bro. And I watched that man win in the 14th round with a detached retina and didn't fight again for 5 years after that.
Right.
I don't know if I haven't seen Floyd go to that depth. I don't know if he can go to that depth.
Right.
And yeah, he fought the greats of his era, but showed to Sugar Ray Leonard. But to me, Sugar Ray Leonard had another level to where his speed was comparable, footwork was comparable to Floyd. You know what I'm saying? He might have been a half a shade worse on defense because he was willing to put the offense out there.
Right.
And I've seen a dog in Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard had a dog in him that I haven't seen Floyd have. And that's just me. And I love Floyd Mayweather, but I know what my eyes see, and I know when it was time.
See,
when it was time for Sugar to put that shit on him.
We don't want to go off subject. So, you know what? This is the type of talk, by the way, Papa Rundown and Turf, that makes people want to watch boxing.
Yeah, hey, bro, that's all we're doing.
This is the type of talk that now you're having a fun discussion on. Oh man, Rocky Marciano would have beaten Ali. You know,
hey, but I had to hear that from Turf. I wanted to hear that from Turf.
No, the only thing I give is the defensive side. I actually Sugar Ray is a bigger guy too, right?
But like you said too, bro, Sugar Ray Leonard's gonna make you fight.
He's gonna make you fight.
Floyd's gonna have to fight, and he's not gonna be able to control the pace of the fight he does with other people because Sugar Ray is just as gifted as he is.
No, I agree. But if you're talking like I'm saying, if you're talking Pretty Boy Floyd versus Sugar Ray, dude, Pretty Boy Floyd made you fight too. That's my whole point. Angelo said he would walk you
that's
down,
where Papa
bro.
Rundown. Hey, Turf, hold on, Papa Rundown. That's where you kind of hung yourself a little bit. Rundown. I'm just gonna tell you right now because you talk about Floyd Mayweather sometimes, and I'm not saying this is the way you feel, but sometimes the cadence of your tone when you talk about Floyd Mayweather is the way I feel about Devin Haney. When the truth of the matter is, if you actually really watch Floyd Mayweather, and again, I'm gonna stay out of this subject because I actually was in there, and I know, you know, like I don't want to be too political because you already know, Turf, that I'm gonna say nobody's beating Floyd, but anyway, all right. But here's the whole thing, okay? So all I can do, and this is what I do in the Raider Talks too, which gets people hell of upset. But all I'm doing is I'm reading them facts. It's just it's just facts, man. Facts. Like, don't hate me for the facts. Right. All right. It's just what it is. Okay. So Papa Rundown, let me ask you a question. Okay. When do you think Sugar Ray Leonard won his first world title? How many fights was it? How many fights did you think he had?
He might have been around 16 to 18.
Okay. See, and you know what? that's a good way of thinking, especially because during that time when we're talking about the Olympics and amateurs and how important it was and all of that. Yeah, no, I mean, that's possible. So Sugar Ray Leonard, if you really go deep into the rabbit hole of being a fan of Sugar Ray Leonard, he was one of the, and you might not like me for saying this, but this is just the truth. Okay, this is just you got to go back. All I can give you is facts from something that I actually know. All right?
Okay, let me hear it.
Sugar Ray Leonard was kind of like the Ryan Garcia of that time, and I'm gonna tell you why.
He was
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. At the time, I'm not saying
no. I'm not going to agree with that.
No, hold on. Listen, okay, but Papa Rundown, you got to let me talk so you can understand the context of it. I'm talking about in terms of popularity and in getting help. You would have thought that when Sugar Ray Leonard was coming out of that Olympic that he did, that there'd be like tons of promoters trying to sign him and he's going to get big money. You know what Sugar Ray Leonard actually had to do? He himself was one of the first creative people to gather a bunch of other people to invest in him so that he could pretty much promote himself, so that he can put himself and build his career up. He took the initiative to do it. He didn't sit there and, Bob Arum signed me or this or that. No, he did that. He went against the grain. He went against the grain, built himself up to be undefeated. And do you know when his first title fight was? It was his 26th fight against Wilfredo Benitez. That was the first time because he didn't get the help, right? He did it himself. So now, and this is where, again, we're just, don't get mad at me about the facts, Papa Rundown. I'm just giving it to you, okay? These are just facts. When Turf talks about Floyd Mayweather in the reverence that he does, and again, Turf, you know the reason why I got to stay out of it is because, you know, I mean, again, I know the man. I work with the family. Like, okay, this is not one of those discussions that I could really be a part of.
Right.
But obviously, you already know I'm going to say Floyd Mayweather is the greatest, especially within this given generation and era. But this is fun conversation. This is fun. Turf is talking about, let's put it in a vacuum, okay? In that 26th fight going into it, so he was 25-0. How many knockouts? Because you're right, Papa Rundown, you're absolutely right. Sugar Ray Leonard made you fight. He made you fight. You got to go fight Sugar Ray, right? You're absolutely right. Turf, do you agree with Papa Rundown that Sugar Ray Leonard was the type of guy that makes you want to fight?
Right.
Okay. So we're not disagreeing with you, Papa Rundown. We 100% agree with you. So since we agree with you, Papa Rundown, when he was 25-0, getting ready to fight Wilfredo Benitez, can you tell me how many knockouts you think he had out of those 25 fights?
He might have had 15.
Okay, that's very good. He did. He had 15. You want to know how many Floyd Mayweather had by the time he got 25 fights?
Floyd probably had about 18, 19, 20.
Exactly. He had 18, 19. Right? 18.
And these aren't no bums. These are not bums.
You know who he knocked out on his 25th fight? Do you want to know the name of the person he knocked out on his 25th fight? Diego Corrales. Okay. You know who he knocked out right before that?
One of my favorite fights of all time.
Okay. You know who he knocked out before Diego Corrales? Emmanuel Augustus.
Okay.
Do you want to know
who
else he knocked out?
Yeah, the Drunken Master,
you want to know who Floyd Mayweather knocked out on his 21st fight? Justin Juco. You want to know who Floyd Mayweather knocked out on his 19th fight? Angel Manfredi.
Yes.
You want to know who? You see what Turf is trying to explain?
Manfredi was always
you gotta let us give you the context.
He wasn't no threat to Floyd.
What Turf is trying to explain to you is, if we're gonna match offense for offense, you can't make it sound like Floyd Mayweather was not the type of person that made you want to fight. Because all Floyd Mayweather did was make you want to fight. Yeah. That's when he was Pretty Boy Floyd,
correct,
which also ended up hurting his hands.
Exactly. And that's why he changed.
Well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, Angelo. Did you have the privilege of seeing Sugar Ray Leonard fight on regular TV? Did you have the privilege?
You know what, sir? I only got to see him, unfortunately, I only got to see him.
Oh yeah, because you got here
after
late.
injury, because I was still in the Philippines.
You got here late. That's right.
But let me explain something to you about how much I respect Sugar Ray, who I've also spoke to and whatnot. So Sugar Ray Leonard, to me, obviously, is one of the greatest fighters of all time. I'm never going to take that away from him. He's amazing. He's the guy who, when I was saying to you, in terms of why I believe someone like a Ryan Garcia can help elevate the sport, Sugar Ray Leonard helped elevate the sport, because Sugar Ray Leonard wasn't no punk. He was like, okay, let me fight Wilfredo Benitez. Wilfredo Benitez is at the time, I believe Benitez was undefeated.
He was a monster,
I think, at the time. But let's go ahead and fight Wilfredo Benitez, even though Benitez is only 21 years old and he's still in his prime and blah, blah, blah. And in that fight, if we're going to go all the way back, what made Sugar Ray Leonard super popular globally? And everybody started talking about how amazing Sugar Ray Leonard was, and he's going to become this generational person, is the way he beat Wilfredo Benitez. He made it into a fight, and then he knocked him out with only 10 seconds left in the 15th round. That's
say it again. Say it again. Say it again, bro. He did what? He did what?
He knocked out Wilfredo Benitez in the 15th round with like only 10 seconds left.
Okay. And what did he do to Tommy Hearns in the 14th round? What did he
he did. And now, by the way, now you're gonna get yourself again tagged for this one. Papa Rundown. You're gonna get yourself tagged. Okay, no, hold on. Stop. Papa Rundown. I'm trying to just educate you because I'm on your side. I'm on your side. The Tommy Hearns Sugar Ray Leonard fight during that time, September 16th, 1981.
Yes, sir, 1981.
All right. Is the equivalent to the entire world at the time to Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather.
4 years too late, but yeah, okay.
No. No. Come on. See how Papa Rundown always tries to do that? Because Papa Rundown always wants to argue. Papa Rundown, we're talking about the significance of the fight and the popularity of the people. We're not talking about when it should have happened and all that. All right? Because you don't want to go. Papa Rundown, trust me, man. If you take me to this rabbit hole, I'm going to sit there. I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why I didn't like, or one of the reasons why I give a knock to Sugar Ray Leonard, because he should have never forced Roberto Duran in that second fight.
Exactly.
Because I would have wanted to see what it would have looked like if Roberto Duran didn't have to fight him again until a year or 2 years later.
But you know what? No. You're not. No. We're not taking that away from. We're not taking that away from them, bro. Because that's some real.
Not.
That's some real shit.
I'm not taking away anything from anyone.
No, bro. That's not a detriment.
You got to keep it in context. Like, I'm trying to explain to you that the Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard fight, when it happened, is the equivalent at that time in 1981 as Mayweather Pacquiao. That's a positive. That's not a negative.
No doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
In popularity and curiosity, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm trying to explain to you that the whole Wilfredo Benitez fight was the first time that everyone in the world went, "Oh my gosh!"
Right.
Sugar Ray Leonard's
Sugar Ray Leonard is,
but they knew. But they knew.
Okay, now hold on. Papa Rundown. The next fight he does, and why I love Sugar Ray Leonard, is like I said, Sugar Ray Leonard was no punk. He was like, "Who's next in line?
But neither
wants
was
a piece of this. Who
Ford
wants
did
to
the same
fight me?
thing.
Who wants to fight me for the welterweight title?" And you know what happened? And it changed the course of boxing in that early 80s to make it become the Four Kings era.
Roberto Duran.
Roberto Duran, though.
Hey, shout out to Panama.
135.
Shout out to Panama. I got the flag in the back. My wife's Panamanian. Shout out to Panama, Roberto Duran. I've been there to his hometown. Shout out to Roberto Duran, bro.
All right. So Papa Rundown. Again, we agree with you. We don't disagree with you. We're just that when you ask the question to someone like Turf, and you say, well, who do you think would have won between Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather? This is why I stay away from it. Because context-wise, yes, if you watched Sugar Ray Leonard live like you did, Papa Rundown, during those times, absolutely. But don't take away from Turf that he watched live Angel Man Freddy getting knocked out.
I
He
did.
watched live.
I know who Angel Man Freddy. Hey, bro, Angel Man Freddy wasn't no killer. He wasn't no killer. He was a good boxer. He wasn't no killer.
At that time, he wasn't a killer, but when he was on the up and up, man,
he was
Freddy
a killer.
Angel Man Freddy was a decent fighter. Like, come on, bro. We didn't put no Angel Man Freddy on a pedestal. Like Floyd did what he was supposed to do in that fight.
Well,
no. You know what, Turf? Look. We're not trying to get you mad, Papa Rundown. All we can do is give you facts.
The facts.
No.
Angel Man Freddy was 43, and you gonna put some respect on Man Freddy's name.
I respect Angel Man Freddy.
I gotta put some respect on Angel Man Freddy's
name. Let me ask both of you cats this question. Let me ask y'all cats this question then. So before the Angel Man Freddy Floyd Mayweather fight, did you have doubt that Floyd was going to lose that fight?
No, but I never had doubt that anybody was going to beat Floyd, to be honest. Let's keep it 100.
That's what I'm saying.
You want to know
but guess what?
I'll give you
I had doubt against Diego Corrales.
That's what I was just going to say. I'm not going to lie. The first time, and I was torn. Because I'm actually a Chico Corrales fan.
Come on, man. That nigga was one of the coldest. He was one of the coldest.
I didn't even really like Floyd like that then. And I was torn because I'm like, shit, he's my fighter.
Because Diego was that guy.
I didn't know if Floyd was going to win that fight. I'll be honest. That's the only fight that I was like, yo, I don't know if Floyd going to do that.
Hey, remember, at the end of that fight.
I've never, ever thought that ever again.
At the end of that Diego Corrales fight, Floyd Mayweather's father jumped in the ring and was crying and was hugging Floyd because he didn't even know if Floyd was going to be able to beat Diego.
That fight was one of the biggest fights of all time.
Word up. But we didn't think that against Angel Man Freddy.
No,
he got a belt from him. He got a belt from him.
All right. Hold on. Stop. So this is again where Papa Rundown, it's easy to get caught up in what you remember a headline being,
right,
versus what the actual fact was.
Right.
Okay. And so this is why, and we're not trying to heat you up, Papa. Now we're not. Okay, we're not. All right. We agree with you on so many of these things.
Points, yeah.
But you can't talk to, like, again, man, like you can't, I don't care if you go to Wildcard Gym, you can't talk about Floyd Mayweather the way you're making it sound, because no one will agree with you. No one will agree with you. Okay? All right. So here's all we're trying to tell you. Okay. All right. You grew up watching Sugar Ray Leonard. You love Sugar Ray Leonard. What would you say was the youngest age you remember actually seeing Sugar Ray Leonard on TV?
9 years old.
I was going to say, yeah, it was way early. Way early.
Was that 1979, 1981?
That was 81.
Yep, 81.
Okay,
I was just going to say I was 6. I remember. I actually do remember that.
All right, that's fantastic. And again, Papa Rundown, it's great because during that time, American TV, free television, everything was being pushed. There was no social media because there didn't need to be. Boxing was the #1 sport. And that's why I tell you, I love Sugar Ray Leonard. All right. Turf loves Sugar Ray Leonard. We all love Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, dude,
and we love Sugar Ray Leonard more for what he did for the sport of boxing in elevating it and not being a little punk ass bitch and running away. And he knocked out the people he was supposed to knock out.
He did.
And even the people that he wasn't supposed to knock out, he still went for the knockout.
And beat him.
Haney ain't doing that shit. That's why I don't like him.
You're right. You are right. Okay? I gotta give you that. I gotta give you that.
Now, so again,
hey, look, Papa Rundown. I didn't even understand where Angelo was coming from initially, to be honest. Like when we very first, because he'll tell you, I was like, what you mean Haney ain't got the dog in him? Like, I was like, hold on, Papa. I was like, hold on. What are you talking about?
I want to see
it. Then we started having these conversations, and I'm like, nah, I see exactly
now, Papa Rundown, because your first vision of Sugar Ray Leonard was in that 81 year.
Right.
You saw the dog in him when you saw on TV him fight Wilfredo Benitez, correct?
The dog.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, right? That's why you started loving him.
Yep.
Okay. You can't ask any of the boxing fans right now to love Devin Haney because he still hasn't done that shit.
He's right.
Not
He's
once.
right.
He hasn't done it once. No. He had a chance to do it against Lomachenko, and he bitched out. Then he had a chance to do it with Prograis, and then he played it safe. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you why. Now I'm going to tell you why, Papa Rundown. Turf's not going to let you talk about Floyd Mayweather or Angel Man Freddy or any of those people the way you just did it. Because Angel Man Freddy had more dog than Devin Haney. So you're not going to talk about Angel Man Freddy that way. You're not.
You are
You're
right.
not.
He's right.
Angel Man Freddy might have beat Devin Haney's ass right now.
I don't think so. I don't think
so. But you're not going to talk
bro.
about Angel Man Freddy the way you were saying it. You were talking about he's a grandpa on a cane. You're not going to say that. That's disrespectful.
I agree with him. You can't. Dog, Angel Man Freddy, I get it. I agree. He was no superstar, but he had a dog. It was no wrong, bro. Yeah,
Angel Man Freddy had a ceiling. Angel Man Freddy had a talent ceiling. He had a talent ceiling, and we all know that.
But he was an overachiever. See, that's the difference. He was an overachiever, and that's where that
overachievers don't last long in boxing, fellas. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Because when real talent,
what does that have to
work ethic comes into play.
Papa Rundown, we're already in the 2 hour mark. We're going down that rabbit hole. We don't want to do that to you, Papa Rundown.
This ain't Rocky, bro. This ain't Rocky.
Papa Rundown, you gotta stop while me and Turf are letting you have what you got. All right, we're just telling you.
I can't believe you trying to act like Angel Man Freddy was just some regular dude.
Turf. It's gonna end up being Turf. Don't worry, man. Believe Turf. Trust me. If we were sitting in the same room with Papa Rundown and we were giving him all these facts, by the end of the night, Papa Rundown's gonna come around and be like, "Nah, you're right. I didn't mean to
Angel
say
Man
it like
Freddy
that."
nice, dog, but like I said, that's why I jumped to Diego. If you're gonna really say something about how Floyd really impressed me and really did what he's supposed to do, or he kind of
that's fair.
Okay, that's fair. Diego fight, not
no. Papa Rundown.
No, that's fair.
What? Okay, that's Papa Rundown. Sure. So now let me give you the context of why Turf is not going to let you talk about Floyd that way. Turf's not going to let you talk about, because when you talk about the reverence you have for Sugar Ray Leonard, when you talk about that and you saw him fight Wilfredo Benitez, who was the youngest world champion ever at 17 years old and had already defended it for 4 years by the time Sugar Ray Leonard even had a chance at him in a fight in where it could have gone either way. 50-50, who knows? 50-50, who knows? But Sugar Ray Leonard put him away the way you're supposed to do it, made sure that it didn't happen. It was a historic fight. And then Papa Rundown got that injection in his veins, the way he's been wanting Rundown to have an injection in his veins.
I'm trying with him with that boxing.
He finally fell in love. Like, oh my gosh, I love this sport, right?
Right.
And I'm trying to explain to you that that's why Sugar Ray Leonard is so important to all of us, because he elevated the sport.
Gave us that.
He elevated it. Okay. He elevated it because he was willing. He was willing to get his eye retina torn out. He was willing to get his hands broken.
I agree with you.
He was willing to go through the fire. He was willing to do it.
These fighters today aren't doing that. They won't even.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now let me explain this to you right now. Out of the two between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, who is Roberto Duran?
Neither one of them.
Garcia, because he's the one.
Neither one of them. Neither one of them, dog. Neither one of them is Floyd. Neither one of them is Roberto. Neither one of them is none of them. None Sugar Ray. None of them.
Stop, Papa Rundown. I'm talking to you about the cadence.
Right.
The cadence that's coming in.
Right.
The more aggressive, I'll go out on my shield. If you knock me out, you're going to knock me out. Is Ryan Garcia. Now, you know how Roberto Duran was able to beat Sugar Ray Leonard? He got him to fight a little different.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was just getting ready to say that.
And now, okay, thank you for saying that. So the next time I hear the words Devin Haney come out of your mouth, I need to know that he's willing to do what Sugar Ray Leonard did in that first Duran fight. Okay. And if he's not willing to do that,
well, put some responsibility. You got to put some responsibility on Ryan Garcia as well. Hey, Garcia, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to do, Ryan Garcia, come in there and get him out of there then.
Exactly.
So come get him out of there then, Ryan Garcia.
I agree with you. So Papa Rundown, since you like Turf, when Papa Rundown talks about Ryan Garcia, doesn't it
real
feel
shit, dog?
he kind of doesn't like him that much, right?
Right.
Sounds
Right.
like it. Okay. All I'm doing is I'm just gonna give you the facts, okay? How many knockouts do you think Ryan Garcia has off the top of your head?
Thank you, Raider Rebel. I feel you, baby boy. Real shit. You know what time it is, dog.
So,
We talking real shit tonight.
How many knockouts do you think Ryan Garcia has in the 25 fights that he's had?
He probably got 18 to 20.
He has 20.
Okay.
Now, he wasn't knocking out people that are like, you know, when you talked about Angel Manfredi, the way you talk about it, because knocking out Luke Campbell, knocking out you know, Javier Fortuna, like these aren't people that, I mean, even Oscar Duarte is hard to knock out. Like these are people that he put away people. He went after them because he's willing to get knocked out himself if that's what needs to happen. And that's what I'm saying when we're talking about cultural significance of popularity the way it is today and the type of boxer that we need in order to elevate the sport. We need someone who's not going to play it safe.
Right.
Floyd didn't play it safe.
Never did.
He didn't play it safe.
He had to.
When he was going up, he didn't play it safe.
Raider Rebel.
Okay. When he was going up, he didn't play it safe. And that's what Turf is trying to say. That's why he had more knockouts than Sugar Ray Leonard did. He did not play it safe. Okay. Right. Ryan Garcia does not play it safe, and he proved that in the Gervonta Davis fight.
Yeah, and that's why he got knocked out. He got knocked
out. So guess what, Ryan Garcia? Come out here and knock Devin Haney the fuck out. Come out here and knock Devin Haney. Look, because at the end of the day, bro, that's what we do when we get in the ring, right?
Right.
So he has a rebuttal. His rebuttal is come in here and show that you're gonna be the face of boxing.
Right.
And it don't matter what Devin Haney want to do, because if Ryan Garcia want to do that, bro, he got all the autonomy to do that. And that's how I look at boxing, right? Okay. Because when we get up in there, I got a choice and you got a choice. Right. So what we gonna do? It takes two to make a fight. If Devin Haney want to run, we gonna see that shit. And if
let me ask you a question. If Devin Haney runs away, somehow wins a split decision, are you going to be a Ryan Garcia fan?
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because it's like I want to see them boys go in there and get out. They're young enough. They both got a great skill set. I want to see both them dudes get out. They should go in there with the mindset to get out. So
all right. So an hour and a half ago when I started this conversation with you, what did I say to you? Why this fight on Saturday is so important for the United States of America, for them to fall in love with boxing again. Because I just don't feel like
neither one of these guys are transcending enough to say that yet. They're not there yet. They're not there yet. There's no buzz for this fight like that.
You got to stop. You're treating them like they're babies. Right. One has 25 fights and 20 knockouts.
Yeah, they're old, dude. He's right. He's right. You are.
Knockouts. This isn't the baby time anymore. This is let's get it on time. Okay.
It's the great old adage saying, shit or get off the pot.
Neither one of these dudes are even there yet, bro. Like, you can't sit here and say either one of these fighters are here yet on that level. There's not even a buzz for that fight. We talking about it because we diehard boxing fans. We're going to dive into that shit regardless.
There's not
the huge swell for this fight.
Go ahead.
But they gotta prove something.
But that's what we're trying to say, and that's the problem with just boxing in general today is the fact that these kids aren't fighting each other.
No, and that's the detriment. And here's another thing, real quick, bro, because we jumped off of this. But I'm telling you this first, Turf. Hey, dog. The reason why I'm fucking with Mike, bro, is because you know what, dog. I'm fucking with the gray beards, dog. It's the gray beard shit, bro. Like, let me tell you something, dog. I'm 51 years old, bro. You don't think I want to see this man go in there and handle his motherfucking business? Yeah. Come on, man. We here supporting Mike, bro. I'm supporting Mike.
Right.
I'm a boxing purist. I love boxing, dog. But guess what? Mike is one of my heroes. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch this 57-year-old man, one of my heroes, going there and get busy.
I'm watching Mike. I'm not paying for it, but I'm watching Mike.
Yeah,
I'm watching.
And that's the difference. And Papa Rundown, I never said I wasn't gonna watch it. I said I'm not gonna put money into it.
Right.
No, bro. I mean, we can't do that.
That's a difference.
But I'm here for Mike, man. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? As a man that's in his 50s, bro, to see what he's doing today, to know how I feel when I get out to bed in the morning. Come on, man.
Right, yeah.
Let's go, Turf. Let's just be real about it, bro.
I agree.
Pop rundown. Real quick, because I want to let Turf go. I'm glad you're saying all of this type of stuff too, and we're already past that 2-hour mark. So,
Yeah, hey, my wife is on my neck right now. She's on my head.
I know. I want you to listen to this so that you can hear it. You can hear us meaning the people that are in the profession of the sport.
No
okay?
doubt. No doubt.
The reason why we will respect Jake Paul for the effort that he's doing, but not respect him as a real boxer, not do that, is because we saw a guy by the name of George Foreman who was at the top of his game, was basically the most invincible fighter until Muhammad Ali beat him. And even still after that was knocking other people out.
Yeah.
Decided to leave the sport because, whatever. He was burned out. He needed to go another way. God told him to go to a different direction.
Right.
Okay. And the man came back to the sport and respected it enough that he didn't get no Ngannou fighting Joshua type of fight. Oh, no. He started from the bottom. He started back in the bottom, built himself up to winning about 24 fights before he got a title fight with Evander Holyfield, right? Lost that fight. And at almost 45 years old, 45, he knocks out Michael Moorer, who arguably at the time.
Yeah, that crazy 1-2. That 1-2 right down the middle, baby. That 1-2.
Okay. So when someone like you, Papa Rundown, puts money into Jake Paul, it makes us feel like you forgot that an old man can actually respect the sport, start from the bottom, build his way up to winning actual boxing matches with actual boxers to get a legitimate title shot.
Right.
And
okay, but listen.
Win it.
Jake Paul.
Okay, but hold up, Killer. Let me say this. Right. First off, I'm not putting no money into Jake Paul. I never said that. You know what I mean? I never said that. All I said was, and I'm an eye test guy with everything that I look at, especially when it comes to sports, bro. I'm an eye test dude. All I said was the last time I saw him fight, he looked like his skill set had improved. And I say that because I saw it. And that's all I'm saying there. And I just said a minute ago, dog, I'm Team Mike. And I'm gonna support Mike, bro. Like this man's damn near 60 years old, bro. This man's damn near 6'0". So yeah, I'm all Team Mike. I want to see Mike do it. But like I said, bro, I can acknowledge that I saw Jake Paul get better with his jab, is better with his footwork. Yeah. Those things are all true.
And you know what? And I'm gonna keep it real with you too. All right. So Papa Rundown, if you were in Jake Paul's shoes and you had the amount of money you had and you had the ability that you had because of social media and you became popular enough to fund your own fights and fund your own opponents and do all of that, you would probably get better too.
He hustling, bro. I mean, you can't knock it. He hustling.
When you talk about Jake Paul that way and you say, oh, he got better. I know he got better fighting non-boxers.
But I'll say this. I don't feel like he's cheating it because I feel like I can look at him and say he's putting the work in because I can look at him and tell that he's improved. So he's not cheating the game, bro. And when you have to look at it like this, it's a different era right now. The hustle is different, bro. It's a digital hustle now.
No. Hey, Papa Rundown, that's what all we've been trying to tell you exactly is everything that you already said. Because I'm gonna close it out, Turf, and then Turf.
Yep, we gotta roll.
Talk about how we're gonna do that thing. Hopefully, this doesn't get popped. And then if it doesn't get popped and Rundown tells us that, then we'll do ours. Okay.
Yeah.
So Papa Rundown, all we've been trying to explain to you is all the same shit that made Jake Paul popular is all the same stuff that made Ryan Garcia popular. The only difference is Ryan Garcia is a real boxer.
Yeah, no.
Jake Paul is not.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
So we're willing to give $100 to go watch Ryan Garcia fight Devin Haney. With that said, thank you guys.
Yep, we got to get out of here, ladies.
Okay, predictions before we leave, dog. Who you got, Turf, Saturday night then?
I got Haney.
Okay.
I think he wins by decision in a boring match.
Good choice.
Who you got? Angelo?
I will. I think it can go either way, but all I care about is my sport of boxing growing. So what I care about is I want it to be an all action De La Hoya Cortez type of fight. I want to see it be Benitez, Sugar Ray Leonard. And if I don't see that, whoever is at fault for it is the guy I'm not going to support.
Right.
Hey, that's all I need to hear, bro. Because that's the realest shit you can never say. But I kind of feel like it's going to be more of an action fight than people think.
Yeah.
You know, I think both these guys are feeling like they got something to prove. You know what I mean? So let's just hope it's going to be a good fight. But look, man, this was beautiful. Whenever y'all want to get out and do it again, man, I had a great time, man. I love y'all. Respect all y'all knowledge, man. Everybody for tuning in. Appreciate y'all, bro.
Absolutely. Appreciate everybody.
Check me and Turf out next week, everybody. Thank you, Papa Rundown. Thanks to Rundown for sticking it out all this time. Appreciate you, bro. Go and close it out.
No doubt.